And we're live.
I gotta click that. Do the thing.
We did it, you guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Crimbo.
Oh, Merry Crimbo?
Merry Crumbus.
Merry Crimbo. That's a new fighting style.
Mary Benedict Cumberbatch.
I can go a lot of places with that I'm not.
Yeah.
Merry Boxing Day, I guess.
Mary and Pippin to you guys.
Yes, Mary and Pip. Oh, dude, did you see the Netflix Witcher spinoff thing is...
Yeah, the elf one? That's out now, right?
I can't bring myself to watch it.
Haven't watched it yet either.
No.
I don't know.
I started watching the Dungeon Siege animated series. That was it.
The Dungeon Siege or Dragon Age?
Dragon Age, yeah. I got my Dungeons and Dragons mixed up.
the Dragon Siege and Dungeon Age, yeah.
You know, man, wizards and shit.
Wizards, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon Prime has the Critical Role one, so Netflix is like, we want some of that. Mm-hmm. Hey, fantasy is in, and I'm all for it.
I've been in and out. I've watched maybe I've just not watched the right one. I'm always in the search for like the recorded D&D campaign games or like the live ones.
Yeah, those are really tricky. I find like you really gotta like mesh with the group. Like, yeah, like they're all, and like there's different styles of game, so like different groups will run shit differently. And, like, the dynamic and rapport is different, and if you can't find, like, one that, like, clicks with you, then... That was the thing that I found with those recorded actual play podcasts, is, like... When it hits, it really hits, but there's a lot of, like... You got slog through a lot of trash to find the good ones.
D&D's always been on my thing of, like, I should enjoy this type of shit, and I'm always looking for, like, the one thing I'm like, I can click with this, but yeah, I haven't...
Well, like, and like, you might work better with something like Gloomhaven or Hero Quest, which is less about like the acting and more just like here's like a lot of it's
the acting, like, yeah, because like it's cringy.
I mean, here's the thing. I have no sense of shame. I pretend to be an elf or a dwarf or whatever, and it's fine.
Okay. To that point, yes. If I was the one doing it, I would be as cringy as shit. But watching somebody else do it is hard for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and like, what one I would really recommend. The guy who ran it is like a complete fucking douchebag, but like for 50 fucking sessions, it was really good. It's a sci-fi campaign called Swan Song. It's like what 50 episodes times 4 hours. It's still all on YouTube. But yeah, that one was really solid, and that had some like fun moments, and like the people really clicked together, which is I don't know. I was really big on them for a while, and then I kind of fell off the wagon. So, and I haven't found any more that like have really like caught for me.
There's something to be said about watching something that you know is being deliberately camp for the sake of being deliberately camp.
Yeah. I think those things are like super valuable though, because for like a lot of people, like they don't really know what like a role-playing game looks like. Like you see like representations on like TV shows and shit, but like how like no one actually sits down and explains like how it actually play the game and like actually shows the procedure. So I think it's like a really good resource for people who are like trying to get into it and learn. Especially like I was really big into like the Crunchier podcasts where like they really get into like the nitty gritty of like the combat and the tactics. But not all of them do that. A lot more of them are just like people who want to flirt with each other on podcasts as like elves. Which, I mean, whatever. If you need an excuse to flirt with your friends, why not? Sup, Pedro?
Hello.
Would you like to get my communicable disease?
No. I was sneezing all on my own. I don't need your help.
All right. think I get everything together. I'm trying a couple of different things with the audio. I'm playing around with it right now. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Nothing terribly exciting, but I'm trying to rework the audio chain to do a video of like how to produce a podcast without spending a shitload of money.
Yes, I saw that show up in the drafts folder, the Reaper thing. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to tell people to use something that we can't do a show with. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of dog fooding it on this episode. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'd say, hey, go back and listen. It is possible.
Yeah. I gotta gather all my fucking notes for like dejacking Fedora and add it to the ELSA system setup doc.
Oh yeah.
Deep pipe wiring.
No, we're taking out Jack, baby. This is
I mean, it's done. I installed Fedora. It's dejacked. But yeah, like I had to learn a little bit more about Pulse Audio. Apparently, there's like an if statement in the config file that was like, oh, this is why these two Jack syncs are automatically showing up when I start Jack with dbus. Let's comment that up.
Yes. That is to auto spawn. Yeah, I had mine set up to like do particular ones and name them, and you can do it.
Yeah. I just don't. I haven't really taken the time to like learn how beyond like just having the script that sets up the syncs and the sources.
Yeah, it's 100% one of those things of once you sit down and do it, you never touch it again.
Yeah.
No, that'd be handy to have. I saw somebody posted on our Linux Audio. They were like, "Hey, man, this is how I got Jack at Pipewire set up with Fedora Silverblue."
Okay.
Using containers. I'm like, I got about halfway through it, just out of like, why?
Running Jack in the container.
Well, so like that presents like an interesting scenario where you can just be like, here's all the shit, right? Like, have fun.
You run into very interesting scenarios where you're like, none of the plugins work with this containerized version of Audur because they're outside of the container.
And you got to do the resource sharing
setup. Into the container.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah, Flatpak is one of those things. Like I am at a high level. I understand how OS tree works, but like, don't ask me to like fucking set something up with Flatpak. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it's neat technology. Like I guess maybe, but just don't. In its current incarnation right now, like if you're using it for audio or OBS or anything like that, after you're done blowing all the holes in it to make it usable, it's not any more secure than anything else. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I figure with that at least, like you're enumerating like where the holes are, so you can go back to the like containerd people or whatever and be like, "Hey, we need this."
Who's on a holiday? I guess like this.
Well, yeah, today's a bank holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, I'm on call, so.
Nobody break
That's
anything.
tomorrow, and I have to go into the office on Wednesday. And we'll see about Monday and Friday.
What are you going to see if they're still in office?
No, I have to be there because no one else is in, because everyone else took the days in between Christmas and New Year's.
Oh, okay.
And I was one of the ones that, you're technically on a higher pay grade than the new guys, so you get to work those days. Shit. Okay.
That sounds like an incentive for promotion. Right.
Also, don't have kids. People with kids had priority on picking days for vacations too.
Man, I would have adopted somebody.
Yeah, I guess I have a child to throw under the bus there. So
fuck yeah, you do.
You have a dependent person in your household.
Yep.
All right. Do I want to come down on that? No, I think that'll be fine.
Did the tweet go out? It was a different time, so yes, it did. Cool.
I think mine did. I'm not sure. I have those same questions. I did the Mastodon thing. Did mine go out?
Did it? I don't know. I should have these things open.
The second day of Christmastide is upon us, yes.
Oh, fuck.
So, Pedro, even you have to admit that you probably wouldn't take a curiosity nibble out of that, would you?
That seems a little too minty for me.
Oh.
I know I can usually rely on one Pedro Mateus to be like, fuck, I'll try a little bit of it, but I think there's a line.
Okay,
there,
I'm not saying that with the proper, preparation booze, I wouldn't be persuaded to try at least one bite. But were I sober? No.
A jigsaw puzzle? Would you like to play a game, Jigsaw?
I mean, I wonder if like, because you know how like brushing your teeth and like drinking orange juice after, that's like fucking miserable. I wonder if it's like the same mint citrus reaction you get with tomato.
Hmm. What do you mean? Like,
like how like mint and citrus don't really like combine well as flavors. It's kind of nasty.
Oh.
So yeah, like when you brush your teeth with like minty toothpaste or drink orange juice immediately after or something.
Coffee.
Right?
Coffee. It also does not mesh with toothpaste.
Honestly, I
think that might be the antiseptic more than the
I was
minty
about to say, when I get
taste.
done, I like always break out the Listerine, so like everything's an improvement after Listerine.
I don't know. Like I like me a good peppermint mocha. That's nice.
Peppermint. See, I was thinking about like peppermint the other day. I was like, man, I wish I had like a little tiny like one drop, because the idea of like maybe a peppermint tea sounded appealing, like a sip or two. But I don't. That's all I want.
You just want like,
So you want a peppermint
pepper
tea
hit.
shot.
Right. I want like, all right, pour it out. Give me some regular tea now. Yeah, curiosity sip. I don't make those. All right. Yeah, I think we pretty much have everything together. That should be good. That should be good. It is 26. When's New Year's? I know it's on the 1st. I need to count days, though. Oh.
It's Friday, Sunday. All right.
This upcoming, yes.
Yes. I got the Monday off in lieu. Man, this week is so fucked up because I had to work on the 23rd, so I get the 28th off. So I'm really here on Thursday. I'm only in the office for Thursday and Friday.
Oh man,
that's rough. Like, shit, everything's on fire. Bye, guys. Fucking Grandpa Simpson out of here.
Oh, dude, it's like, I got a dependent, man. I got to peace out. I got
COVID. I'm dying. Can't help you.
Oh,
You're
man.
at home. Still COVID. Still dying.
The guy who, the professor in, I think he's in Belgium, who wrote the drivers for the Army HDSP AIO Pro that I have, died. That was a weird GitHub issue I read this morning.
Oh, your main maintainer died. How am recover project?
No, like one of the university like posted the issue, and they're like, yeah, the longtime faculty member, he was one of the pioneers of 360 video and a bunch of other stuff. And he was like, we're thinking about absorbing this project. Like, I don't know. That's weird. We're going to find out if that's rep or bus proof. But I know one other guy who's been doing the Matty version of the card. He's pretty up to snuff on the code. So we'll find out. Has anybody played anything? Watched anything? Dude, I got excited. Maybe Pedro saw it too. The Nier anime.
Yes.
Thought that was pretty
That's like
dope.
trailer number 8.
Yeah. Oh, I did watch Glass Onion. That was pretty good.
What is that? I've heard that mentioned like twice today.
It's like a murder mystery.
Oh, is that Knives Out type thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
all
the
right,
Knives
all
Out
right.
sequel. Yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it.
And yeah, I want to see that, but I did see the new, the latest Doctor Who teaser.
I saw you post that in Discord, but I haven't watched it yet.
Dude,
Here's the thing. I don't want to like delude myself into thinking that it's going to be good. My heart's been broken too many times.
watch that trailer, man. Watch the trailer. Like, you get excited. Like, oh shit, even the cinematography's back to not sucking.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it a look.
I
but,
dare
like,
to get excited about after watching. It's like 1 minute long, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Tennant's gonna do a good job, like he's proven enough times that he's like a professional. He'll just like walk in and kill the fucking
Yeah,
thing.
he's a known quantity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like him, I'm not worried about. Whatever we'll end up saying about the fucking thing, it'll be like, well, Tennant's acting was good. It's good. It's nice to have him back. Yeah.
I think.
But like, what I really want is just for Crowley or Aziraphale to just show up at the end, just be like, yeah, by the way, this is Good Omen season 3 now.
That'd be fun with that too.
That's what we really want. It's just like, give us some more of that, please. Apparently that's still in the works. I haven't heard anything about it though. The second
What's
season of Good
BBC,
Omens.
man? I mean, if that comes up before we're dead, when?
Is it BBC or it's a BBC and Amazon co-production?
I don't know.
I mean, because
like,
the first one was Prime. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's like there are co-productions, right? Like they it's almost never just like the one thing.
Well, usually like a co-production like that, Amazon just gives them a chunk of change and be like, "Yo, we get streaming rights to this."
Yep.
And that's pretty much
like,
all the input they get.
Yep. If it's not in the UK, we stream it. That's pretty much it. Yep. Which I mean, this is a big enough market, and Amazon Prime Video is in desperate need of content. There's good shows in there, but I've watched them all.
It's getting a lot better.
I mean,
Since
yes.
Netflix started dwindling, it's getting a lot better.
It's good to have like option B, but I don't go to either of them like for a particular thing. It's like there's nothing. Is there anything on the Netflix that I want to watch, or is there anything on? I'm going to be playing around because I realized that the Nier anime is going to be on Crunchyroll. I'm like, well, that's one way to get me to subscribe to Crunchyroll for a month. So I'll be digging around to
watching some animes.
Yeah, see, like, is there anything?
That was a solid. Okay, fine. You're getting all the new anime since Sony now owns both Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Does Crunchyroll do Toku as well?
Do what?
Tokusatsu, like Power Ranger shit.
There's some live action shows.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know, right? Like, I'm just asking.
That's what I'm saying, man. If you don't know, you don't know.
I've seen the announcements of like, oh, the new live action.
Because I'm a big old Kamen Rider mark. If they have like all the old Kamen Riders, then like that would probably be worth it for me.
The search is free. You don't need an account to search through their website.
Well then. I'm just waiting for like Patrick to show up and be like, obviously, you stupid idiot, it's here, and here. Like,
I was like looking at the tiers and like, how much money is this going to cost? I didn't realize it was so cheap. Because I've only had Crunchyroll sub that one time when I found that GitHub script when I wanted to get caught up on DBZ.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, if you have an account, we could just like download a chunk.
Right, yeah, because when they cracked the wide vine encryption, they could just like pull the videos down from all these CDNs.
And well, it was, I think at that particular time that was far enough where they were still using a Flash player. And that's why I was like, how do I even watch this? And I didn't have the time or patience to like try to torrent that nonsense. And I'm like, yeah. And I found that, and so I gave him some money. I tried to get up to speed on Dragon Ball. I'm like, I'm out of that, man. Like, Jesus, fuck, they went out in far left universe.
Yeah, it's the power scaling thing. When your characters are already capable of blowing up planets, like, how can you reasonably threaten them?
You invent more planets.
Yeah, you just increase the scale until nothing means anything.
Yeah,
at least like when Gurren Lagann did that, that was like kind of the joke. Is that like? It's like, oh yeah, no. At this point, we're just throwing fucking galaxies at each other. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Giant robot.
I mean, I've still been having a fantastic time going back and watching the DBZ abridged commentary.
Yeah, the creator commentaries. They're very
got me to
good,
go back and watch the Christmas episode, the first one.
The Christmas Tree of Might. Yeah.
Yes. Mouth present.
Mouth presents. Priorities.
That was pretty fun, man. It's hard to believe see, I watched that and like, you guys just get back together, keep on making some more.
I mean, like I said, Hiffel's been pretty good, and they don't get like copyright struck for it. So I think that's kind of like the happy medium.
Is that the one with everybody in hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of one of those episodes. It was like Frieza Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. guess we should be good to go. I'm gonna get I'll get a clap test from Pedro and Jordan in just a moment. Let's see where these plugins need to be synced, but outside of that, yeah, let's rock and roll, gentlemen.
Wow.
Oh man, industrial size.
Ugh. Yep.
There's two ways of looking at it, Rohit. We're either radically early by a week or a little bit late.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very late.
It's however you want to look at it, man. You know, the cup's half stabby.
Cup of rainbow juice.
Rainbow
This shit
juice.
it literally tastes like a mouthful of Skittles. Just assorted Skittles.
That's just cough syrup.
No, it's like a electrolyte powder, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like this monstrosity thing that I've grown accustomed to just because I like how weird it tastes. It's like banana and orange and shit. It's like weird. You take a sip of it. You don't go, that's good. You go,
That's
weird.
a unique combination.
That's the only thing that fires that I've been drinking this shit for like 2 months now. And it's still, yep, that's weird.
There's no getting used to it.
None. I'm going to defeat it though.
Eventually, it's just going to be like drinking water, just like, this is a neutral flavor.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's. Record. Also trying some new things with the recording. Mainly because I went through Avid's updated documentation on DNX HD because they've changed everything. Why? Avid. Oh yeah, those are two maps I got to get together.
You say Avid, and the only thing that pops in my mind is the porn company.
Far more expensive than the porn company, man. Avid is like the movie production. Like if you're going to be editing a movie, you're probably doing it with Avid, and they do all the They used to be DigiDesign.
That's where I recognize them from. That's where you get the drivers for the capture cards.
All right. Okay, Jordan, if you could give me a. Thank you. And Pedro. Oh, such a mighty clap. It works as long as it puts a spike somewhere where I can sing it with the video. No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 540. Let's kick this off. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. Gentlemen, are you ready to box? That's what we're doing tonight, right? Just boxing on a Monday? Aw, you got a little blinky.
Yeah, I've lost my ability to thermoregulate, man. It was fine, and now it's freezing.
I'm sorry you're ill, but that's goddamn adorable. Anyway, I'm Vince Stone. That's Jordan the Blankets Fong. And over there it's Pedro Mateus together with you, Shadram, watching us live on a special Monday edition, helping us form Cocaine Voltron. Gentlemen, what's up? What's new? I just want to say I'm coming to you live from the majesty that is XFCE 418.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, new shiny, which the good news is that
it looks exactly the same.
Fucking can't tell the difference. Okay, I can. I found the one thing. I'm like, oh, that's different. It's Thunar. Like when you highlight something, it's rounded now.
Fancy.
Bringing in that Lib-Adwaita theming.
I'm just like, oh man, the future is here. No, this is one of the, love it or hate it, that's XFCE. Like if you find something different, you got to go looking through the changelog. Like, oh, that might be neat. Where's that at? They did one thing that was really cool, and you can change your default application without having to hack in Moonglyphs. So if you'd installed Chrome Beta, and it decided that, hey, you know what? I open images now for everything. I'm like, no, you don't.
It's nice to have a MIME type editor.
So that was pretty nice. And I don't know if you can see him. Oh yeah, I might have one. Did I post a picture on my Twitters? I got something from AliExpress breast. That was kind of, oh man, that goat was adorable. I want that screaming goat. Yeah. Have a holly jolly. Check this out. I got these. I ordered them a couple of weeks ago. They are replacement pads for my Sony MDR 7506s. They are made out of peeled sheep, which I was very glad to. Yeah, ba. Ba means ear. I wanted a pair of leather ear pads because I don't want to replace ear pads every other year. And everybody had like synthetic leather and all that. And I'm like, no, just a regular leather pair. And I got those for like $20. Very happy. And Rectangle, we're not doing weekly daily Wednesdays this week, but in lieu of that, we're going to be doing a live stream, building the Steam Rectangle. Ooh. Maybe on Wednesday, maybe on Thursday. It depends on their motherboard showed up. I'm waiting on a thermal pad, gentlemen. That's it. I'm waiting on
right,
because I love everybody, but I'm not using thermal paste to do a live stream to turn around and take that off, wipe that off, put a thermal pad on the next day. So we're going to do that.
No. You need everyone fucking judging you on your thermal paste application technique.
No, you do the same thing that everyone else who builds computers online does, which is you move the motherboard off shot, you do the thermal paste, you put the cooler on, and you move the motherboard back.
I like a coward.
No. Pedro, I'm going to do it like a cooking show where it's like a different motherboard.
Yeah,
it's completely different heatsink, like different memory and everything.
Like, but we already have one prepared.
By the power of having two of completely different things, there you go.
If I genuinely didn't give a fuck for the comedic bit, it would be awesome to take out some Hellmann's and a butter knife.
It would be hilarious to do it in the kitchen and pull the motherboard out of the oven. Like we've already had,
I don't need to get sued by NVIDIA again.
Yeah, NVIDIA's probably going to sue somebody.
But then I would have to spend like $5,000 in like spatulas.
See, that's when the Steam spatula comes in handy.
That's what I'm saying, man. So maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. It's going to happen, and that's going to be a thing. It's going to be fun to do. Also, I didn't know what to do with myself on Saturday at all. I haven't had a Saturday off in like 3-4 years now. So I did the thing where I was sitting there and like, I need something productive to do that's not going to catch on fire or end up with like emergency services showing up. I cleaned out my inboxes, man. And we're talking like all of my inboxes had somewhere between 12 and 18,000 emails in them. And it boils down to that. Like if I delete that email from 6 years ago, tomorrow, I'm going to need it. And that's not an unreasonable fear because that has happened before.
Yeah.
So I archived everything and I went through and I cleaned it. I didn't get to inbox 0. My goal was to get to inbox 900.
So sub 1,000?
Yes. So I managed on all my primary email accounts to get under 900 emails. And I am militant about deleting shit now, man. I'm like,
what am I at? What am I at on unread?
I don't know.
2,084. Okay. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Okay, maybe I'm the OCD one here because all of my inboxes are at 0.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the other way. I thought you were going to be like peasants.
I mean, yeah, you can always do like the Gmail, like hit the checkbox, select everything, mark everything as read. I stopped doing that after a while because I got way too obsessive with it, and it's like it would trigger me if like there was one email. I'm like, no, have to address it. Have to keep this at 0.
See, I got that problem too, man. That's why I've disabled like Thunderbird email notifications on the desktop because as soon as that pops up, I'm like, stop everything. We need to go investigate.
That tends to create issues with games. It's just a good idea to disable those. Yeah.
So I gotta get to that when I get to that. Jordan, outside of making that clicking noise,
pills.
We're gonna put a marker there.
Got pills here.
Got pills.
I needed to take them at 6. That's when the old ones wear off. Yeah, COVID sucks. One share do not recommend. I've fortunately it's a pretty minor case. I got like all 4 vaccines and I got the bivalent one, so it's a pretty minor case. You can see I'm like blanket mummy now because I've lost the ability to maintain consistent body temperature. So I'm going to be like in and out of this blanket for the entire podcast. It's going to be a fun little game for you to play at home.
Oh man, come on, plug in like one of those heaters and put them under your desk.
There is a heated blanket. There's like 2 heated blankets here. So if I really wanted to, but like, yeah, no, wear a mask, get your vaccines. Like if you can, like it sucks. I would not recommend. Yeah.
Don't get sick, kids.
Don't do it. Be responsible. Don't get other people sick too. Unlike my stupid mechanic. Ugh.
So
what about you, Pedro? How's your 3D printed controller lens?
Just like chill out.
It's actually very, very nice. Big thank you to the fine folks at
It's
Input
a scroll
Labs.
wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does have a scroll wheel, and as we learned, it is an actual scroll wheel. It doesn't click. I was disappointed. It doesn't have the scroll wheel click. It is just a scroll wheel. So yeah, but yeah, no. I actually already have like 2/3 of the written review done. I just need to actually say how it is to play games for me specifically, because that is going to be a very biased review.
What about the Mayo submergence test? How long it can function? Yeah.
What about the hobo scale?
But it is the hobo scale is not great because it is very light. Like, it doesn't weigh anything. There's no battery in it or anything, so it's very light.
Here's my question. In a heated gamer moment, TM, could you snap this with your hands?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Okay.
This is PLA. This is made out of PLA. Most of it is printed out of PLA, and the bit around the face buttons here is conductive PLA for the gyro ratcheting, which is a term that I learned recently.
Okay.
I wonder why.
I just thought about, like, if we're going to get into like controller testing, I want to head over to the local big box store and like get some sheetrock and set up a thing in the house somewhere where I can throw a controller at it to see, depending on each controller, how much damage it does to sheetrock.
I would love to do that video series. I would love to just like have an entire video series of me just going apeshit on controllers and then rate them on like, well, it still plugs in, still can play Super Mario.
It's that and how much damage you're going to do to your home when you launch it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man,
it's ratcheting, not rationing, but
rationing.
there was some post on Reddit where it's just like, yeah, I hooked up the Wii for fun, and it's just like a picture of like the TV with like a fucking crater in it. Like, yeah, remember that? That's why you use the straps.
Vintage. Oh, much like the horse.
Oh man, yeah, the horse. I don't know if I have anything clever this week. I'm too sick. It's the Steam update. No voice for that.
Speaking of controllers, the one controller that lets you play games all by itself, the Steam Deck, not the NVIDIA Shield. No. There's a new version of the Steam Deck OS, version 3.4.2, because they had to re-release it twice. The first time they were missing the, what was it? There was a regression on how SD cards were handled. Right? Yeah. And then for 3.4.2, they two things that they had missed, which was the HDMI and DisplayPort audio was defaulting to the wrong sync, and the encoding, hardware encoding was still disabled, but with 3.4.2, that's now re-enabled too. So if you're streaming from the deck somewhere else, it's using proper hardware encoding. This is a big one. This is actual one of those big updates. It comes with a new snapshot of Arch, which brings basically any changes that you made to the root file system are going to be nuked. And besides all of the performance improvements that comes with said new base, new mesas, new pipewire, new KDE, there's also a bunch of improvements to the touchscreen gestures and other stuff for desktop mode. But the thing that I noticed was navigation is a lot smoother in game mode now. So I guess those improvements that they've been making for the desktop version of the new big picture mode have actually translated well enough to the deck, which is nice. And yeah, you can also, the thing that we talked about a while back that was in preview, you can disable compositing altogether and just deal with the tearing for the sake of the lower input latency. So if you're one of those people that is really, really worried, it's my controller lag, there you go. You just enable that and away you go.
Why do you have tearing when you disable compositing? I don't have compositing and I don't have tearing.
If you're
hi, I'm your resident NVIDIA shield.
Yes, you're forcing compositing via the GPU itself. But it's if you completely disable all kinds of compositing, and your machine cannot sustain the frame rate required to present it at the same rate that it shows on screen, there's always going to be tearing.
So if I'm playing like a rhythm game on the touchscreen,
yes,
it's going to be, and it's going to be like,
you just have to make sure that you tap Osu, that the game is called, that you tap in the right place, even though probably one of the balls will be slightly off.
So didn't NVIDIA do something incredibly dumb? Didn't they announce that they're going to get rid of like one of their game streaming services? Like
Game Stream. Yeah,
what is
specifically? That is the thing that you used to have to use Moonlight on Linux if you wanted to play, which was a Windows-only thing that allowed
That was the Shadowplay thing, right?
Shadowplay was a local recording one that was for streaming to another machine, but it also used NVEnc. It was basically NVIDIA's thing about letting you stream Steam home streaming, kind of like that, but only for people with NVIDIA.
That's why I was curious, because NVIDIA's solution was to use the Steam link.
Yes.
I'm like,
they specifically said, just use Steam home streaming, because it does use NVEnc, so it should look about the same. And if there are YouTubers who say they don't, ask them to take comparative shots, please.
no. So, since we're on the Steam topic, let's talk about the latest version of Proton, which is 7-43. Couple of
GE Proton. Hey, and hey, because we're doing it on a Monday, we can actually talk about it on the podcast.
GE Proton. A couple of things in here, though, man. You pointed out, Jordan, that it fixed the NVIDIA HairWorks in the latest Witcher HD update.
Yes, if you want Pentium Pro V Geralt, then you can have that. Also, they're working on Fall Guys, man. Maybe one day it'll be fucking stable. I would like to be able to complete an entire round of Fall Guys. They took that off Steam recently, didn't they? Like,
yeah.
You can't buy it anymore, but like if you own the game, you can still play it.
It's to help the gaming community.
That's
much needed competition.
Yeah.
Or something.
Rocket Cars syndrome right there.
Now, one thing that was really big was, and I'm a little bit sad because it was hilarious if you had NVIDIA HairWorks on, and Daddy Witcher was I used his bald, but he looked like he had like a weird
Agent
crop
47.
cut. Yeah.
Man, see that's a crossover. Can we do like Witcher X Hitman?
I might watch that. My first thought, though, because you can do like different haircuts and stuff in The Witcher, I was like, what the hell was I up to last time? Because I hadn't opened that game in a couple of years. I'm like, did I get it like a crop top? I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
Do they have Bob Ross Geralts?
Big Pro Geralt.
What Jordan just asked is like, does Witcher 3 have workshop items? Maybe. The one that I was happy to see, and this has been fixed in regular Proton Experimental, Assassin's Creed Vikings Valhalla now works.
Okay.
With some fuckery, you have to hard limit it at 60 FPS because there's a race condition with, it's an Ubisoft title, man, you figure this out. However, the only thing I don't like about it is that you click start and you gotta wait about 4.5 to 5 minutes before it gets in game. How did you figure this out, Finn? Because I said, fuck it, and walked off, and I came back and the game had started. I'm like, what happened here? I thought, I thought it just went away. And it's like, no, I didn't go anywhere. I was just sitting here for like 4 minutes. So yes, there's a like 4-minute lag from clicking play and or it launching in game. Don't care enough to troubleshoot it.
Was it just the first time, or does it keep doing it?
Every time.
Oh.
So when you ask Pedro, what graphics settings do I have? The ones that are there, man, because I'm
the default. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have 45 minutes to test 2 or 3 things out. Stinker Launcher.
Yeah, Steam Tinker Launcher. It's that thing that you can use when you want to launch your Steam games with not necessarily what Steam provides. They got a brand new version out, and oh god, it's a fucking big changelog. Made my eyes glaze over. So first off, if you're on an existing install of SteamOS, you don't have this installed. You got to upgrade to SteamOS 3.4 if you want to install Mod Organizer 2. If you already have Mod Organizer 2 installed, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. But amongst the stuff here is Steam Deck integration, better game support, better UI options, you name it. They got mod specific support for like specific things, i.e. Mod Manager,
it's the big
visual
mod
feedback.
manager update. This one, it's for mod organizer to Vortex, Hedge, and a couple of the other small ones. But yeah, no, that is the ultimate use for Steam Tinker Launch. Is it's so easy to set up something like Vortex, which is stupidly complicated. And sometimes, if you ever looked at the Lutris installer for Vortex, it's very complicated.
I'm
So-
looking at a lot of this, and this should say still alive thanks to Sonic 2KK.
Yeah, the main. I mean, he was the one who released this. I think it's his GitHub, so it's his script. But yeah, thank you very much, Sonic 2KK, Sanic Nolachek.
Sonic.
Have either of you played around with a Steam Tinker Launcher?
No, I haven't really had much of an opportunity. I guess like if you have a Steam Deck, then yeah, it's like crucial because you don't usually have.
Even
like,
without a
UI.
Steam Deck, if you like mods, if you play a lot of Bethesda games and you just load them up with mods, you kind of want something like Mod Organizer 2 or Vortex. It's so easy. It makes it so easy. Use it, seriously. Just install Steam Tinker Launch and then read up on how to install Vortex. It's like a one-button press. Just let it do its thing. Perfect.
That always feels like gambling, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like, so the game is crashing now. Was this the mod or was it something I did?
I mean, this is better than like dealing with like line tricks or proton tricks to like figure out what the hell is actually wrong.
This does it all for you. It's really
Yes.
nice.
Those wonderful little like line tricks commands that you're like, okay, I have no idea what the syntax is. I hope this works. Oh, and line crashed. All right, well, something failed.
So, does anybody want a snack? 'Cause that's making me a little bit hungry.
Oh,
I don't know about snacks, but Psychosis is a game. It's in early access. It's 15% off for the winter sale. And
chunky.
the thing that
Ooh.
I really noticed outside of the like it now it says it's just Windows, but when I put it in the show notes, it actually had
I'm sorry. I got to back this up because this leads me to believe that bat has a flashlight attachment.
Yeah, it's duct tape.
I think a person's holding it in their mouth, but yeah, no. There was a Linux version there. It's gone now. Kinda, Silent Hill memes. But yeah, no, it had a caveat emptor that said, additional notes. Linux build is experimental and might not work correctly. So I guess we know what happened to that.
Womp
It was
womp.
experimental enough that it got pulled.
Yeah, I don't know. Graphically, it gives me some like Doom 3 vibes a little bit.
You know what?
that
I'm
red
going to
thing
say
at the beginning of
Looks,
the
as
trailer,
far
that
as
got-
horror
that
games
got
go,
chunked.
it looks real good.
the main reason I wanted to keep this in and it's hanging around is because that is the correct thing to do.
Yep.
I didn't test this shit. I smashed export. Hey, give me money for it. I'm like, it's broken. Oh, I should probably take that down.
Yep. Stop selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes that's not the case. Not the case.
Good
Now,
job, Mr. Aaron Gilbert, if that is your real name.
No relation to Ron Gilbert. I had to look that up.
All right, Jeremy, calm down. So, what do you think about when I say bodies, corpses, and cardboard boxes?
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Man, I was watching some new Static X. I didn't know they were still making music. I don't know why that reminded me of that. Same genre, same era, right?
Yeah, like new metal. Like I guess they're continuing without Wayne Static, the guy the band's named after.
It was like that still sounds like Static X. I mean,
All right, fair
right.
enough. I mean, yeah, it's like AC/DC, right? Like they
Yeah,
have pretty
right.
clearly defined sounds.
Right?
So,
Did you put like a spiky hair on him? All right, he's good. So, not to take anything away from that, but what you should think about, ladies and gentlemen, when you think about corpses and cardboard boxes, is racing, because that's what Corpse Box Racers is all about. What if, when people die, they go to heaven, only to find out they're, still dead, and their bodies are now used as competitors in tournaments? I saw this. I looked at it, and we're watching the video right now. There's 4 people playing. Initially, they have X's on their eyes to let you know that it is, in fact, not a regular body. it might be a non-functioning body. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. $8. Maybe we'll pick some up for the. You didn't do the thing, Brad. You
Local
didn't.
multiplayer only.
Like this is what I really don't understand, and we're coming up on 2023 now. How can you expect people to recommend a multiplayer game when you don't give people a good way
Jordan,
to play
what the
with other
fuck
people?
is your problem? You right now after this show can head over to your friend's house and play some multiplayer couch gaming.
Absolutely, I'm just gonna go and sneeze on all his shit.
Yes,
and
give him a deep kiss in the mouth.
I mean, I do that anyways.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's what friendship is. If you don't like deep French kiss your friends, are they really your friends?
Shallow French kissing punk. One more game that is due this week.
Punch, yeah. I mean, it is what it says on the tin. You are a panda and you punch stuff. If you're looking for a game where you punch pandas, you should probably look elsewhere. Probably Tekken. But yeah, in case that's not what you're into, yeah, Panda Punch. It is a Metroid. I don't know if it's a Metroidvania style platformer. It's definitely like a side scroller. In that style. It's definitely get a little bit of
Bionic Punch Pando.
Yeah. Bionic Commando. You swing around.
Action platformery type of situation.
I mean, like for $6.49 Canadian, the asking price is pretty reasonable, and it looks not awful. But yeah, it's available on Linux. What does it need? A Core 2 Duo and Ubuntu 20, the 20th version of Ubuntu. Yes.
You know what? I genuinely hope this is like a fun, well done game, because this is immediately going to be adopted by the furry community, and we'll just back it for fuck all reason, like they did. What was that game that we played?
Freedom Planet.
Freedom Planet. That was just a horrible game, and we got jumped in.
They've improved it since, man. Like, it has legit speedruns now.
Yeah, they have been updating the game, but it is that at the time is like, no, I'm playing as someone's persona, and I don't feel entirely.
It was a bad game.
Confident in a role.
Oh, I didn't care about that. I cared about the physics in it were bad. It was like, this is not good. Fix the game. But, you know, for the price, gentlemen, for $4.99, I'm going to try it out. But I don't even have to give them $4.99, Pedro.
No, they actually sent us some keys. So thank you very, very much to the publisher, Ratalaika Games.
All right.
Thank you very much. They actually sent us some keys. So, yeah, no, there will be chairs flying at it at some point. And for some reason, I had it in my mind that red pandas were marsupials, but no, they're closer
Delicious?
to skunks and weasels and
Mustelids is the clade.
Yeah, skunks, weasels, and raccoons.
I don't know, man. If you're a panda with a bionic hand, I'm just saying, man, test that shit on a hot dog first. You know what I'm on about. I'm just saying, don't hurt yourself.
You can't get pandas to do that, man. That's kind of the problem. Well, I guess not red pandas. The big black and white pandas. They don't want to breed, but
the large ones.
Yeah, no, they just want to die. They clearly just want to die.
Please let us die.
Oh man.
Speaking of anthropomorphic animals, though. Yeah.
Yes. You.
Yes, me. I need to breathe. My lungs, they don't work anymore. I got the COVID, man. TMNT Arcade Mode, they have a brand new update for you. Comes with a couple of things like VCR vision and a mess of game customization options to improve/ruin your Turtles experience. Can do stuff like take off the super meter and have you use health. Streets of Rage tile. You can have you can enable doppelganger mode so that everyone can play the same turtle and just be completely character blind. Bunch of other options to basically
what do you
extend
think
your gameplay.
Respective Reptile does?
That is an excellent question.
I mean, they got it in the
Reptile?
on position, so I assume, I don't know, man. Radical Ninja.
Maybe that takes friendly fire off.
Fiercer Foot. I'd go watch Fiercer Foot.
Faster Foot, Fiercer Foot.
That's the name of Kill Bill Volume 3.
Yeah, I guess you can toggle like
that's some kind of disease.
But yeah, no.
Maybe the Foot Cloud is just like fierce, rawr. And
rawr. They got their Gold Bond medicated powder.
It's a radical foot.
But yeah, no, it's good to see the .emu guys that are keeping on updating this stuff. Yeah, because it was a fun game, and unfortunately, we played through all the levels. So I guess here's how you spice that up and generate some more playthroughs, I guess.
Was it just me, or does VCRO Vision look really bad?
It did.
Here's what it looks like, Pedro. It looks like a 25-year-old try to emulate what they thought this shit used to look like.
It looks really bad.
Well, that that was the thing too. There's been a bunch of YouTube videos on this where like they don't take into account that like the way that like CRT TVs presented the images were a big reason behind why things were the way they were.
It was the pixel design, and it was incorporated into the visual aesthetics of the rainbowing of the CRT, the way the laser would. Yeah, the tube.
Yeah, like it was very intentional to like overcome a specific technical limitation.
Look up CRT Sonic Waterfall if you want the perfect example of like how that works, and you're like, oh, right. I mean, there's nothing against it with the aesthetic. Like, I've never got into the pixel because it's like, in my day, pixels weren't sharp, and we did everything we could to make sure they weren't sharp.
Yeah. You gotta maintain the artifice, right? Like
abuse the scan lines for the sake of aliasing.
Overclock the scan lines. You know, at 1999, you know, this was always a tough. I think we all enjoyed playing through it. You know, 6-player, just chaos. But there is the downside of that because this is designed from the ground up for that replayability to get all the achievos, to get the times, and all the other stuff that none of us really care about. But we had a good time playing through it.
Indeed.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Coming up next, man, everybody's dying. Atari is dying. Arc is dying. I'm dying.
It's the Arc of Atari. It's full of toasters. Done.
Someone mimed the show with emojis for people not watching. Ooh, real-time emoji cam. Right.
Real-time emoji captioning.
Yeah.
Hieroglyphics.
Oh man, does the Google Caption bot support that?
Just change the font to emoji. It's all nonsense anyway, so...
colon, close bracket.
Hieroglyphs.
No, don't call Linda Kelly bracket.
Damn you, Linda!
Hey, head over to vote.linuxteamcast.com if you want to vote on show titles. I saw Rohit and Foxy dropping some in there. Big Fro Geralt, Stinker Launcher. It's full of toasters. See, I snuck that in. So I'm going to give that about. Gyro rationing. Ratio. There was an attempt made. Pre-show. Intermiss show. Oh, look, it's back to 0. Yay. The heat wave's over. It got up to 3 today. Tomorrow's 6. I don't know, man. Put the shorts back on. This is going to be 13 on Friday. 13 is going to feel like spring, man.
Oh, I'm just not looking forward to all the mud when everything melts.
Yeah, you guys get that, like, slush flux.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be an icy day or icy mud day.
Yep. Or one is going to follow the other. So you don't have to choose. You get both.
Shouldn't it be summer for you now, Foxy? 21 seems a little light for summer in Australia.
He lives on the mountain. There's only one mountain in Australia.
Yeah.
Crispy. I might have ordered some ghost pepper coffee.
I saw you posted that.
Yeah, I did.
Are you trying to wean yourself off of coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, okay. Oh, so are you trying to get into coffee?
I don't know, man.
It's ghost pepper coffee, right?
Yeah.
You gotta give it a try.
I mean, if you're going to start doing drugs again, might as well start with a crock, right?
Yeah, start with the easily accessible one. Yeah.
Work your way back. No, I'm just curious. Hopefully it's better than the ghost pepper chip.
Oh, I finally tried that sauce. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's got a good taste to it?
Yeah.
All right.
I put it in my soup. Gave it a nice little catch.
I had potato soup the other night. I ate way too much of it. I was full of potatoes. I was content, but I felt bad because I was full of potatoes. It's like, what are you capable of doing? Laying the fuck down.
Oh man,
letting the carbs work their way.
I love being full of potatoes. I got like nasty potato pumps when I ate like a bunch of wedges before working out. It was great.
Potato pumps?
Yeah, potato pumps, because like you consumed a bunch of carbs, your body is like filled with glycogen because potatoes are really high in potassium too. Carbohydrates and potassium bond to make glycogen. So yeah, you just get like gnarly pumps. They're great. It's like humming every night.
Okay.
Potato pump. Well, I mean, if you want like a high powered, like a high PSI potato pump, potato cannon. Oh yeah, pumps like the shoes. I got it. Like why are there like Mr. Potato? Oh right, pumps. Like yeah, like the heels
with the pumped up kicks.
Yeah. Better run, outrun my potato gun.
Okay. All right. So a potato pump it basically got a screw mechanism going through the middle of it that you can feed potatoes in it like lunch. All right. See, we learned shit.
Yeah. We learned all the potato.
My
facts.
apologies. What the hell is that? Okay. What is this thing? Before I click on it.
Is that just like a potato skinner?
It's green, and it looks like it has a spring between half of it.
Yeah, it has a spring and it has like holes, so that's probably like one of those wedge makers that you just plunge it down on the potato and it makes the wedges. Potato smasher? Okay, just a smasher. Never mind.
It's just a smasher. Okay. I just use an immersion blender. Those work really well for mashed
fuck
potatoes.
up a tangerine with one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, look, man, it's got Doom attachments. Oh, okay.
But where's Vince with Slap Chop?
I bought one of those things. I didn't buy a slap chop like a TM, but
Yeah,
I bought one of the, I was like, oh, that's neat. I used that thing once. I'm like, then I cleaned it out once. I'm like, fuck this thing. It went right into the rubbish bin.
Yeah, that's the problem with those. It's like, you can fucking clean it out afterwards, and you have to spend a full minute disassembling it and another minute putting it back together. Not anymore, Testman. Not anymore.
Long as your country doesn't have more than 3 vowels in the name, it's fun.
Because this one has 4.
You rebel.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Yeah, I got into like some weird, like 90s. I don't know why, but yeah, it was like Static X and some other, it turned into one of those like, the fuck are they up to these days? Type journeys. And I was like, all right. I
know they're doing like Pantera tours now. They have
that might have been the instigator right there because I saw some Pantera.
They got Dimebags replaced by Zach Wild from Black Label Society. Yeah, but it's like I heard that. I'm like, I kind of wish they just got like some Anode dude who would just like shred crazy like Dimebag. Like Zach's a perfectly competent guitarist. He can do it, but I don't know.
I mean, that absolutely works out, though. I mean, like, Pantera, it's like, oh, but with Zach Wild, I'm like, bonus? Okay, sure.
Yeah, I was like, sure, yeah.
Peter's got a bracelet on. Do you have, like, more bracelets than normal?
Yes.
Okay.
That was Nori's Christmas gift. Was these two and this fake leathery one.
Can you do like the Wonder Woman?
Wow. The what?
Wonder Woman. Would you like the? Wah! Yeah, like in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where every time she shows up.
No. I've never seen it, so I'm just gonna go with no.
See, that's the only thing I don't like about rebooting the DC. Who's his name?
James Gunn.
Gunn's taking it over. I'm like, you know what? I can even live without Superman Henry Cavill, but like, let's pretend Wonder Woman 1984 didn't happen.
Yeah, please.
And let's just keep Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and we'll.
I still say they should have got a beefier lady, and she still sounds like my fucking aunt. I can't unhear it. She just sounds like an Israeli lady to me, and so does my aunt.
Let's see if this comes up. There we go. For anybody curious, There's some sheep headphone covers. And apparently they work for MDR V6s and Audio-Technica headphones too.
I guess they just use all the same, whatever, headphone template.
Well, they were like roughly the same shape, so yeah. I mean, it's leather, it stretches.
Merry Crimbo, Jill. It's technically over, so Happy New Year. Something like that.
There's always next year. It could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Belated, no, early.
A full 364 days early.
If you're Orthodox Christian, Christmas isn't until like January, so.
Well, I mean, if you ignore like the Romans mucking with things, it'd be more like July, wouldn't it?
Yep.
April. I think it was
Well,
April.
I mean, like actual Christmas is just Saturnalia, right? Like Saturnalia and Yule smushed together.
Co-opt.
Yeah.
Man,
It's not a sophisticated adult holiday like Hanukkah.
Nothing inspiring in the Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
No,
Like,
not
interesting.
even Viking rap battles. They don't
It
know for
is
you.
the most play-by-numbers Assassin's Creed palette swap with... Like, I understand why Ubi... It's like, we're going to take a break after this one. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. This is...
Market saturation? Yeah, a little bit.
didn't change much here. This is like, okay, it's just change the scenery. Same game, baby.
But you gotta buy like that Ubisoft quartz, man. Get that NFT into your Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I had to tap out of Odyssey, because even though they eventually went back and removed it, that was a pay-to-win game.
Transactions, yeah.
Odyssey was 100%. Like, and you hit that wall. You can't take that out. When that was in the game's DNA from day one, during the design process, even though you removed it, you still hit that wall of like where it was very clear. It's like Ubisoft's like, give us more money now, and we'll let you pass this point. I'm like, or what? Spend 50 extra hours grinding. I'm like, uninstall, bitch.
Yeah, your gameplay loop has to be really fucking solid if you're gonna ask that of someone.
Warner Brothers learned that with the second Mordor game.
Mordor. Yeah, that one was a little bit rough. I mean, they did a good job hacking that out. I'll give that to them. But
Good job, Monolith, actually, doing the thing you wanted to do in the first place, because you turned that around quickly enough.
the what was it? Oh, did anybody get any interesting surprises in their Steam retrospective?
No. I did see that.
I played a lot more Neverwinter Nights than anything else other than Elden Ring.
I guess I play enough Shell Shock from this show that like tanks is now a part of my interested genres.
Souls-like, yeah.
Souls-like, action roguelike, and third-person shooter. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I knew mine was going to be out of whack because Trackmania
Right.
on Tuesdays and Fridays. Let's see. Vin's Steam Replay. I played a ton of new games. Did I really? 130 games played. That's
One
not,
a week, give or take, yeah.
86 new games, 12 demos, one play test. I have no idea what that was. Played some Turbo Golf because that's what we played in the after
Oh,
show on Friday.
was that Space Station 13 or something, maybe?
Possibly. I decided to finish Days Gone. There was a month where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to finish this damn game. 234. I don't know what 20% on keyboard is. I could not tell you, man.
20% of the total amount of games. For me, it was 90% mouse and keyboard and 10% controller.
Dude, we did a bit of we did some playthroughs of like Doom, right, this year?
Oh, dude, Back for Blood.
Oh yeah. That
There you go. There's our 20% right there. 200 achievements. Okay, 44% of the games played were new releases. Yeah, okay. Released in the last 1 to 7. 11%. We're 8. There's Trackmania. Yeah, Racing 3. That's
tanks. Yep.
Tanks. Yeah.
Yep. Tanks. Metroidvania. Trivia because Jackbox is kind of flat, but yeah, superhero 3D platformer. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Workshop items. I have no idea how I have 15 of those unless that's something. 8 new friends, 7 gifted games, 3 times I posted in the forums, 2 badges, 2 review. Oh, I did do the Trackmania review after 500 hours.
It's okay.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's okay,
resist.
I guess.
Couldn't resist.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
okay, now that you mentioned
gotta.
it, one thing surprised me about mine. Apparently, I unlocked 711 achievements this year.
Okay.
Did you play like a game that just like?
No, okay. Most of those were from Vampire Survivors because I got 120 something achievements out of that, and then probably Elden Crack because that was another 30 something. But yeah, no, that's a lot of achievements.
I forget what game it was I played. I wasn't even playing. I just wanted to see if it ran. And thank you for the resub, Big Tube Dave 2-0. And like as soon as I launched it up, it was just a tsunami of it. You know, where that it glitches out with so many achievements. I'm like, huh.
There we go.
Flying Spaghetti Monster is teasing me yet again with old audio hardware.
I haven't seen anything interesting on eBay. I've been looking for the few netbooks that I want, but those seem to... Well, they're not even unicorns. They just don't exist anymore, apparently.
Well, I mean, if you can't find it, that's a good one. And like overpriced, I could overlook that shit. But when it's like, damn, that's a good price. That's when the problems show up. What's even worse is like the false hope of, damn, that's a good price. Oh, there's no bids on it. Oh, there's 5 days left. Why am I going to sit here and pretend I'm going to get this for 5 days? I'm not. It's not going to happen. Stuff like that, man. But hey, this is the game. That is my gambling.
I can't remember what it was, but I saw something that had a good price, like stupidly good price. It was like 20 or 30 pounds for broken laptop, but in good enough condition on the outside that you could probably just make it work. And no one else had bid on it. There was only like an hour left, so I left the initial bid and nothing else. Someone else bid on it. Cool, okay, you can take it. 2 days later, the listing was back, so I'm guessing the seller bid on it to see if I would bid some more. Not gonna work.
Either that or the person that bid on it didn't realize it was broke.
Or that.
That's always like the weird catch. Yeah, I will put some bids on. See, I'm weird like that because I don't have a problem fixing things. You know, power supply's dead. It needs to be recapped or like whatever. You know, I can take a voltmeter. I can trace this shit back because this is like 30, 40-year-old stuff, man. It was hand stuff. You don't need schematics for most of it. And, but if I do that, it's got to be pretty.
The outside needs to look good. Yeah.
No, the outside's got to be pretty for no reason because I don't care. It's just a rationalization my brain makes. It's like, well, if I'm going to spend the money to get that and it's broke, it needs to look nice.
Doesn't work. Okay. Is the outside intact?
Yeah.
A little bit dirty. Dirty is fine. Is it intact? Is it broken anywhere?
I'm always impressed by LC rack equipment with like missing like rack ears. I'm like, that's steel, man. How? Like I would have to take a power tool to that and work on it for an afternoon to cut through some of that stuff. I'm like, wow. Jordan, did you get anything for the Hanukkahs? Do you guys like do the presents at all? Family?
My present was fixing my refrigerator.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got Lonnie a vacuum cleaner a while ago, but that was the Christmas present, quote unquote. But yeah, no gifts. I'm not really one for gift exchange stuff.
I got a new keyboard.
Keyboard?
Yeah. Mechanical keyboard. Brown switches. Portuguese layout. That was the important bit. So I had to scour all the Amazons. It's like, do you deliver to the UK? You do. All right, let's have one of them.
I want that keyboard with the rotary dial numpad on it.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't be opposed to that
punching in IP addresses is going to be a bitch with that.
I don't know why that shit speaks to me. I looked at it, and the only thing that went through my head was like, I could do a cleaner job of that. We could refine that to make it look factory as hell.
Yeah. See, no, you got to tie it into OBS. That's the. Sorry, hold on. Let me change my scene.
See, like IPv4 sounds fine with a rotary. It's like that's doable.
Are you gonna put? Oh, you can put a big rotor with all the keys.
And it's got to make that noise too.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be down with that. That's dumb enough to appeal to me.
Yeah.
I still use one of those.
I still like the
For a
Bluetooth,
while, that was the first phone we had at home. Was one of those.
I still like the Bluetooth, like the 2-piece like old style phones where you have to like speak into the receiver and you have like the little ear cup.
They I'll see if I can dig it out. It was I got it from ThinkGeek. It was like the old Bell, that big telephone with a big black, movie telephone type thing with a rotary dial. It was that with a spiral cord, but it had the headphone jack for your mobile.
Right.
Later on, they made one that was just Bluetooth, but that doesn't send the same signal as you've got one with a cord, man. All right, let me get something to drink, and I guess we will do our little bit our news. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to talk about pretty princesses.
Yep.
This is what happens when you send us keys for a game.
Hey, man.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, that game could have been way lazier than it was.
Yeah. It was. Well, we'll get to it. But yeah, no, very positively surprised.
There's something to be said about calibrating your expectations, right?
Mm-hmm. I know. I was getting the links and everything in the notes, and I just stopped and stared at the Steam page for a second. It's like, oh, well, there's the dev and there's the target audience. Okay.
Yay, the nausea has passed. Now I can eat.
Eating is good. That's the one thing. People get sick. They don't feel hungry, so they don't eat. Your body can't fight on empty. You gotta eat. Find whatever it is that you can keep down and just eat it.
Chicken wings.
Yeah. It was, Nori had, it wasn't COVID, but she had a real nasty flu for 2 weeks or something. It took a really long time to fight her because she's like, I'm not hungry. Eat, god damn it.
Yep. I forced Lonnie to eat, and she in turn forced me to eat, and lo and behold, it was better. Turns out. Okay. Now I'm too warm. Fuck.
Yes, now you're burning calories, so.
Barely get up to get to the fridge. All right. I guess we're ready. Are we ready?
Yes.
We can do it.
Might as well. We gotta talk about how ARC is sticking around for the long haul, because Intel they have vision, man. They have a long-term plan. Totally.
You got to imagine, though, like, if that's somebody that Intel's going to be mad.
Well, we'll talk about it more, but it's like, it's like, literally everyone else is screaming at them, just fucking keep at it. And Intel's like, no.
Ladies it wasn't an immediate success. We shall forfeit this one.
This has all happened before. No, shut up, James.
Edward James Olmos, yeah. Oh man, is it time? Is it time to go back and rewatch Battlestar Galactica?
Maybe another year, maybe 2 years.
I actually need to go back and rewatch Farscape because that was funny.
Farscape is always fun to get to, especially but when you get to Harvey and you're like, how the hell was this on TV?
It's so weird how like horny that show is right off the get-go.
Right.
Where like, again, it's like the second episode or something where like we just spent like 45 minutes in the first episode establishing that Aaron and Dargo hate each other. And now they're spooning and they're just like kind of cuddling with each other while they're waiting for Crichton to do something. Like, this is weird.
And yeah, it's like, oh man, we can't regulate our temperatures. Like, yeah, dude, you want to bang a reptile? I get it.
I mean, I want to bang reptile from Mortal Kombat. What?
All right.
Test your might.
Wasn't there like a sexy lady reptile at some point they added?
Probably. There's like every 90s fighting game, there's like page 2. Of fighters at this point.
What are we on? Like Mortal Kombat 12 now? Yeah. So
11
like
or 12. Somehow we're only on Street Fighter 6, but that's because we're not counting 2, 3 Turbo Alpha Mega.
Yeah, that's because they do the EA thing of just releasing the same game again and again. But we've updated the roster. We've added like 2 fighters.
It's Street Fighter more tour.
Which I don't know. I get when your distribution is like arcades, but that's not like arcades don't exist anymore.
No.
It's not. Like not in the way that they used to. They still exist, but that's like
somebody is dusting the Cheetos dust stuff. They're like, well, actually, I'll have you know.
Oh yeah, no, like you can still go to an arcade, but like they don't have the level of prominence they used to.
Yeah,
you can just play Street Fighter at home. We have Street Fighter.
We have Street Fighter. Oh, that's it. Okay,
yeah.
You really can. You got MAME cabinets these days. So ready in 3, 2.
The news are coming right up, but before we get to that, we need to
get
make
the Street Fighter news.
Well, that too, but I was going to say that we need to make Jordan use his voice while he's struggling with the Rona.
I mean, do you think we could have a news arc?
I mean,
that's the very start of it.
News Turbo Quad World Edition, the movie, the game, the movie, the game, the movie, the game. Well, if you want to watch LGC, the movie, the game, the movie, head on over to patreon.com/
Netflix. Just write us a check and see what happens. We'll fucking try.
The Linux Gamecast, the movie, the game, the movie, the napkin drawing.
Right. Yes.
Live on Patreon. Patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. Sign up, get access to our Discord. You can also do that by subbing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/LinuxGamecast. You can hang out with us the other 6 days of the week while we chat about random bullshit like very, very spicy coffee and I guess holiday decorations. That's what people were posting earlier. You can also RSVP to game streams. I do Borderlands on Thursdays. Ven does Trackmania on Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you want to play some video games with us, getting into our Discord is how you do that. We got to thank some Patreons. We got to thank Ogiwan, our latest sea monster. And we got some Twitch people we got to thank as well. Don M/Dubsy.
No, it's Don M and Dubsy.
And Dubsy. All right.
And being lazy, man.
All right, and PT Dave with the 14-month resub. We got a store.linuxgamecast.com. Buy some stuff, buy some clothes. You know, if you can't thermoregulate, you can layer yourself in Hell Elks and Frank clothes, and you might sweat yourself to a like low salt aneurysm. I don't know.
I just realized this is a very pleasing texture on the front of the sweater.
It's like, oh man.
I'm like, for those of you watching the video, I didn't just recently discover my body. I'm like, oh, that's
oh yeah. You spend the rest of the news segment like, Yeah, so get your hands on that. We got Wish Stones as well. LinuxGamecast.com. Put your mouse over the support button. I have one. Pedro has one. Jill has one. Ven has one. Buy us stuff off it. You can send us notes that we have to read on the internet. Pedro, you got something.
I did. Not exactly off the wish list, but one Gamotron happened to find herself in a charity shop and thought that I might like these. I'll show them in a second. Hope you and Nori have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Gamotron. So thank you. That was written in a very, very nice handwriting and very, very pink, very shiny pen. Good job.
But yeah, so Gamotron has like good handwriting. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's pink glitter. Yeah.
All right, fine. All right.
I mean, like, I'm very curious what like the rest. Like, I've never seen Ven's handwriting, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen Pedro's handwriting. So
fuck, you have not.
Oh, I guess that's Blackboard
That's
writing, though.
stylized, though.
Yeah, that's Blackboard.
Tell me
writing.
more
That's
about this imaginary world where you need to believe that in order to get through your day.
I mean, you write on a blackboard with your elbow. You write on a pen and paper with your wrist. It's different. Anyways,
Neverwinter Nights physical editions, the original game and the 2 expansions. Thank you. That is actually very, very nice. I didn't have the just the physical versions of the expansions alone, so thank you very much. Very much appreciated, Gameatron.
Do they have the manuals?
The expansions do. This one does not. This one just has the little CD key sticker on the inside and more advertising for PC Gamer. So,
did you subscribe to the PC Gamer magazine?
No. Like, I have qualms with every single article that they were, well, not every single one, but most of them, at least the ones that mention Linux. I have problems with PC Gamer.
So are those PC games or like PS4 games or what?
They're PC games, yes.
Okay. It says PC CD-ROM. Yeah.
PC CD-ROM, all the things. Yeah, the first one has the 2 CDs, and the other 2 have just the one. So yeah, no, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Well,
that is brilliant. We thank you for your support and coming out with us. We're doing the Trackmania tomorrow, no matter what. Yeah. And later on this week, hopefully, I'll be doing the Rectangle build. So come hang out and mock me relentlessly. I'll enjoy it. It'll make me happy. I might even wear the sweater and rub on it some more because that's still real fucking neat.
Something static electricity.
Something good touch. Let's talk about art cards and how we're gonna be able to buy
good
new
news,
ones in the
everyone.
Yeah.
Arc is dead. Intel breaks up graphics group. Raja Kaduri moves back to chief architect role. Intel splits gaming and data center GPUs into 2 groups. This is exactly how they killed off Larrabee, their original GPU that Intel was working. But Intel says consumer GPU teams are now fully engaged in getting Battlemage finished and released, so ignore things that are actually happening. La la la, man behind the curtain. Yeah, this is exactly what they did with Larrabee back in the day. They say, hey, we're going to have compute division, and we're going to make this consumer-facing GPU division. Poof, what do you mean? Just compute division? And then that had to die too. But, I can definitely see a future here. I can, gentlemen, where they do end up shipping Battlemage. I want to believe, right? At least let's get Battlemage, make it a real boy. However, to look at that realistically, am I wrong here when I'm thinking about this? Battlemage gets shipped, and it's able to compete against high-end 30 series NVIDIA cards right around the time the 50 series comes out for $2,000.
So I don't think they can price it at that point.
What is the timeline on the 50 series? Do we know? Do we know? Have we heard any rumblings? Because like if they can get Battlemage out by end of the year, like maybe it's in the air. Because like here's
with NVIDIA, it's like every other year that they release a new.
Yeah, so Intel might have some time. And here's the thing. I 100% believe that if Intel sticks with it, we could have a legitimate Player 3 in a few years. But it is absolutely diluted. You're deluding yourself if you believe that you're going to come into a already established market for hardware with your initial release and be an overnight success. That just does not happen in any industry. You need to build up the experience. You need to build up a reputation. You need to fail a few times so you can figure out what not to do and refine all of your processes, which it doesn't seem like Intel is willing to do. And
I think they're having to go back.
There's a mid-range. There's like, yeah, people don't want to pay like $600 for like a mid-range card. And speaking of like the NVIDIA like 5000 series, like, the way prices are going, we're probably going to have to look forward to that future of like $600 RTX 6060s that like slightly outperform a 3080 or whatever. But like, yeah, there's an entire market segment here from like sub like $800 cards that Intel could totally go after. And
they absolutely could. I think the problem Intel is facing right now is there's somebody, because they had the initial game plan. They're like, okay, we got the super low end, then we got the 780.
Yes,
the top end. Mm-hmm. Is the 780, I believe. I want to get it correct. Pedro, you're not helping at all.
The 770.
770. Okay, look at that. I think the initial sell to that, to the higher ups, the people in charge of Intel, was like, we're going to get these. They're not fast. This is our first time out of the gate, but they're going to be available, and no cards are available. They planned on shipping these things an entire year before they actually got to market, to where performance didn't matter so much as you could buy
Availability.
one.
Yeah.
Right. So-
This was like in the middle of COVID times,
Right.
where like
And
you couldn't get a GPU.
Yeah, of course. Like I couldn't get a hold of a 3060, and if Intel had showed up and with it, the 780, and I'm like, hey, here, $350, 16 gigs. Like, give me two. And that fell apart. So somebody on whatever team there had to go back to the drawing board and be like, can we get a take two on this? Because, you know, it looked horrible because Intel launched Arc, and the fastest thing Intel had, their big bad boy, yeah, it still had that great price, $350, but it was slower than the 3060. Yeah.
It was slower than the 3060 in Direct 3D 12 and Vulkan. And when you even looked at DX11 and DX9, oh boy, that was bad. That was really bad.
But again, like anyone who has like touched a computer in the past would like tell you that, like, yeah, that's to be expected, right? Like, they were never gonna hit performance parity with an already established.
And I don't think that's necessarily the
stack
problem, Jordan. Yeah. I think the problem is like whoever, like Raja was in charge of that, having to go back to the investors and going, we fucked that up, but this time, and like this wasn't like a tree fitty fuck up. This is probably $1 billion fuck up in getting these things launched at the appropriate time. Like, can we get take two on this with Battle Mage? And like, because that Battle Mage is going to be make or break if Battle Mage ships.
Yeah.
Right.
It needs to be. People need to be able to get the cards because NVIDIA is learning very, very well now with the 4080s that they can't just sell cards at whatever price they think they can. So Intel has a solid opportunity to come in, like Jordan said, at the mid-range, the sub $400-ish whatever currency unit, and release a good video card. It doesn't need to be the best, it just needs to be competitive. It's kind of the same thing with AMD with Ryzen. The first gen Ryzen, it wasn't the best, but it was competitive. And it was
affordable.
And here's the other thing: is like the landscape of like graphics drivers, right? NVIDIA and AMD have had years to figure out how to get these games running on their platform. So, and devoted engineering resources to like help other companies get games on their shit. Intel doesn't have that. Intel had like they had Overwatch and Destiny and like a couple big titles that they had people working with, but that was kind of it, right?
Yep, it was the DX12 ones basically.
Well, I mean, there is that, and there's who was it, Tom from Intel? I was like, yo, no, man, we've been making video drivers for 20 years, man. Don't worry about it. Oops.
No, you gotta eat those words now. I mean, with that.
How does Intel pull this off, gentlemen? This is what I want to know from each of you is by the end of the year, because we're not going to have a 4050, or even maybe we'll get some rumblings of a 4050, 4060, 4090, not 90, 500 series even after that. But let's say Battle Mage this time next year, December, and we're seeing 3080, 3090 performance, and they managed to keep it at $400. Do you think that's a winner? Do you think they'll be able to survive and keep going?
No, I think that at that point, even the 3080 and the 3090 will be nowhere near that price. But yeah, if they can pull that off, that's enough people will go, oh, okay, I'll just buy one of those.
I don't know. We're also talking about Intel executives, and they operate on like their own special kind of moon logic. So
yeah.
who knows?
They are splitting off the graphics division because let's make the one that
it's a very successful strategy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. People love when we do this, right? When we split our teams and cut our engineering effort in half. Yeah.
Well, I think the big really message right there is it's not a vote of confidence, is what that is.
No. Speaking of things that never had much of a confidence with the, not so much the executives because they never had any confidence, but the actual general public, the Atari VCS. It was mocked relentlessly on this very show, and they released it. They actually released it.
Look at that fine Corinthian wood grain.
Yes, it was actually available for sale. You could buy the controller separately, or you could buy the bundle with everything, but it was for sale. So a lot of people picked it up, at least a couple of YouTubers that I follow did. And they did the thing that I wanted to do with these, which was basically get rid of all the Atari stuff and just install like desktop operating system on it, Linux. And just because having a stupid low power Ryzen APU board can make for some interesting projects. But as it turns out, they may be starting to become harder to find because Atari has decided to reorganize its hardware business and has effectively stopped the production of Atari VCSs. So get them now while they're still cheap.
that was kind of the problem, right? Like they were available via Target, and then Target stopped selling them, and yeah, now you can just order them online. Which, like, you could actually buy them TIL, and yeah, like Pedro was saying, the actual computer running the thing is the thing that I would like. Yeah, the VCS space for $299.
Atari, if you make this controller like $20, I'll buy one.
Yeah, like
that needs to be cheaper, but it seems like a perfectly suitable controller. Yeah,
yeah. Maybe if it feels like the 3D printed one that you have, unless
see. But I like the touchy feely of the alpaca. It's very angular things. I thought it'd be uncomfortable, but no, this is actually nice to hold.
But get some hats, listen, man, for $379 you can get an Atari and a speaker hat.
Yeah, a hat for your speaker.
I don't know, man. Along with everybody else, okay, you can still get the VCS base for $199, and you can get the hipster wood grain version with a bonus controller. Actually, that's not bad. $299
controller and the joystick.
Yeah. I had no idea that these were still in production because, basically for our group that was kind of interested in this, as soon as the Steam Deck was announced, we're like, Atari, what?
Yeah, the Steam Deck kind of came in and ate everyone else's lunch.
Very little attention to this, and nobody's ever really made games for it. And you look at Atari's trying to sell Asteroids and Gravatar limited editions. It's like for $100, like
you get the nice plastic stand there.
We've been over this before,
in the
people.
Browser.
You cannot manufacture nostalgia. Atari,
tell that to Disney, man. They're
that mouse is gonna fuck you up, man. You better be careful.
It's a very nostalgic blowjob. All right, but you could also have your face fucked by something else.
Camera boards, man. We've talked about SVR, Simula VR, a couple of times because they're going to be using Linux, and they're doing a kind of an ambitious. Anything with hardware is ambitious, right? I think that's always fair to say. VR headset that's going to be Linux compatible, and it's going to do a bunch of cool stuff. Look at it. That's a toaster any face would want to get fucked by. Possibly needs a bit more in the room area of how much weren't these kind of expensive though? Let's have a look.
The pre-orders are not
let's see, $2,600, $5,000.
See, no, the Founders Edition straight up looks like a toaster. Like,
bitch, it's got wood grain on it though.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna accidentally like put some bread in that, and hope
you can get a 32 gig RAM upgrade for $300. But they're kind of modular. I mean, this is the homebrew, and this is boutique. It's small. What's it get?
It's like a framework VR headset,
right? Iris.
Yeah.
Well, here was the cool thing that we were talking about, like high res virtual desktops. That's kind of got me interested, and that's the reason I always keep bringing these up, because this is the future. We're not there yet.
Minority Report, yeah.
Right.
Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you look at this, you're like, this isn't the future. But I'm like, no, this is a rough prototype of the future. And this is not going to be the device that delivers it. But you get the idea.
This is the groundwork for that device that will eventually come.
100%. And I said, hey, man, if they start working with the hardware and they get it out the door and, they're doing it. This is what I want to talk about. The camera boards, they've been sent out to the PCB fab. And they also got some bonus things. Let me scroll down here. The next steps, bandwidth constraints, they're just talking about, they're working through it. They're being smart about it. They're not trying to do everything at once and just cashing all that check. They got in some ever so slightly improved display samples from Sharp. Nice to know.
Teeny tiny screens.
And some upgraded lenses, like little lenses that look like a happy face. There it is. And this is open source, by the way. They even have a GitHub that you can pop over to and take a look at your Linux VR desktop. See what the future is going to look like. It's going to be awesome, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, no, that battery, because that is effectively, a laptop inside the visor. So that battery needs to be on like a belt clip.
I think it'd look better as an ankle clip.
Yes, you could look like you're under house arrest.
No, you gotta get like the beer helmet where you have like a battery on each side.
Oh, dude! Oh, you remember that bug that was on your back from Doctor Who?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want that.
Like a spinal tap for the battery. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
I'm just happy that they're going about this the right way. You know, they're like, hey, we're doing this, we're sending this out, taking a look at it, and not just trying to throw money at a problem and disappearing and going up. We don't know what happened. We mismanaged everything. I'm like, well, the same thing happens to most.
At the very least, like you said, it's all open source. So it's like,
right.
if they fuck off, like all that work is still available. Someone can just pick it up where they left off.
Yep.
Indeed. And you don't even have to force it. Like I just did that segue.
that works. Forced or not, it works. It is, yes, the Force engine, which is a engine reimplementation of the Dark Forces games, the engine used for the Dark Forces
It's like,
games.
were you going to go with that biscuit recipe? No. The Force engine, which is a...
But
like a
it
Black
didn't just
Forest
power
cake?
the Dark Forces engines, it also powers Outlaws. But this particular version does not include support for Outlaws. I've been looking for an engine reimplementation for Outlaws for a while. Version 2.0, they say, so I'll be looking forward to that. This is version 1.0, though, and it is, yeah, if the initial full-fledged release, which only comes with the SLN file for the Microsoft thing, Visual Studio.
Here's the thing, though. If you look at pull requests, though, there's one from like 4 days ago. They're like, yeah, I got a Linux build running.
Very good.
You know, they've that's the beauty of open source, right? Like,
there it is.
If you post your code on the internet, someone will get it running under Linux. They added some other features as well on top of the base engine, like quick saves for maximum save scum support. Gotta be able to scum those saves, especially in those old shooters where like they don't necessarily give you all the good save points, and you don't necessarily have the 18 hours contiguously that you had as a youth. So yeah, that's going to be.
Did either of you test out the Duke Nukem Forever 2001?
No, I didn't.
I
fuck around
downloaded it. I started it. I saw that it ran. It's like neat. Never touched it again.
Out of curiosity, I saw it and I downloaded it, and I was like, how much effort am I willing to put in? Wine space. This was me, 100% all in, and it launched and set up, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. Post a screenshot. I'm like, let's see if I can get through. Performance wasn't that great. Then it just like froze and killed me, and I didn't care. And I was saying, you know what? I'll stream that. No, I won't. It's a wee rough around the edges.
Apparently, no. Did you play with the OpenGL renderer or the DX9 renderer?
DX9.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying that they were having more issues with OpenGL, so that was going to be my thing. Did you try the other one?
So speaking of OpenGL, the nice thing about this port of the Force engine is that it is entirely OpenGL based. They could have just as easily been like, yeah, we're just using DirectX 12 because it's the future, brah. But it's all on OpenGL 3.3, which means that it's going to have pretty broad support. You'll be able to run this on your Raspberry Pi with no issue. Probably
on your old ass netbook. I can still do OpenGL 3, but not 4.
Who's actually doing OpenGL 4? I know there's like projects that are using
Somebody's got to pay rent, man.
Yeah.
OpenGL 4.6 has SPIR-V compatibility with Vulkan, so I mean, you don't have to write shaders in GLSL, I guess.
That still doesn't answer my question. Well, you could always try to run it on Wayland. Yeah.
Wine on Wayland?
Wine on Wayland. Yeah. There's Wine on Wayland. They have a update for this year. We've been following this as the progress or as the project continues. This is all from Collabora. All the links to all this stuff is in our show notes. But they have their end of the year update now, and the real cool thing is now cross-platform or cross-process rendering is fully implemented, which means that you can just run Chrome in Wayland, like the Wine version of Chrome, on Wayland directly. And that's going to add support for a bunch of other executables going forward. They're also in the process of splitting the code base into the Windows PE and Unix portions as prep work for getting this upstreamed. Which begs the question, how close is this to actually being ready to go? Because, like, if you can just run games in, because I assume like once this gets upstreamed into Wine, Proton is going to absorb this really quickly because they really want that. So that's going to be like a huge like knife in the chest of X. If like all your Wine games just work in Wayland natively, that's it. You're kind of done.
I mean, for your desktop users,
yeah.
There's still going to be a need for X Wayland compatibility because there's going to be games that just don't work with Wayland at all.
Right, but like again, if you Linux gaming these days is basically wine gaming.
Yeah,
so let's be real. So
and ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, if everything's correct, the average person, even the average Linux user, shouldn't have to worry about if they're running X or Wayland, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of it. It's removing all of those blockers until like Wayland is just a first class citizen.
And most people don't even realize that the Steam Deck runs Wayland for game mode and X for the desktop.
No. I mean, most people don't realize that they're running Wayland until something fucks up. Unfortunately, something's going to fuck up at this point. However, reducing the fuck-uppery, good job on everybody who's been working on this, because that is... and thanks for sending us emails and telling us, because I've missed stuff like this. I'm like, oh, that's neat. Yeah, put it in the show.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so coming up next... It's pretty princess dress-up time. Are you ready, Ben?
Ponies. It's a fully automatic version. I want an automatic pony.
Isn't that just a motorcycle?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen a motorcycle with hooves, but I'm willing. I desire to be proven wrong.
All right, I need to pee. I'll be right back.
I kind of want a drum kit.
I'm on the fence. Like, do I want to buy an electric drum kit?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That is one thing I've never had. That and a flute, but I don't want a flute. Yeah. Or any double reed instrument. I don't like double reed instruments either. No bassoon for me.
I was brass, so I didn't do reed.
I can make noise with the brass, like trombone, French organ. Trombone I never really fucked around with.
Trombone is hard because it's like playing like fretless guitar, right? You just gotta know.
Yeah, it is. You got to be good with averages. Yeah, like good enough, close enough.
So there's the Victor Wooten thing where it's like, when you fuck up, if you make it sound like it's intentional, then people just think it's funky. But yeah, you just gotta learn how to cover for yourself.
Just take the trombone, you just draw the frets on it. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Just gotta play more Trombone Hero. Through the fire and the flames.
Doot. Through the doot and the flames, baby.
Yeah. Through the fire and the doot. I want to see someone go through the entirety of Doom Eternal on a trombone.
We got to look into that. I had some things come
Doom
up.
Eternal co-op?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were sick. I had some crap came up yesterday, but I was going to hit you up and like, you do want to play something, but it didn't work out for either of us. Yeah. But yeah, the Doom Eternal co-op. I wonder how many people we can get into that. Or we need baby steps. Let's see if we can get up and running. Yeah. Because that game's
fucking hard.
It's hard, but damn, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I've seen people like, this is too much for me. I don't think if I had a player too, yeah, sure, that seems doable. But like,
if I had someone, and we're talking about the latest Doom, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If I had someone to shame me for motivation, yes, because this is where I'm at. Like, I'm maybe an hour and a half into that game, and I'm just like, I don't have the energy for this.
There's so many buttons you need to press, and you need to know when to press all of them.
It's so intense. And I mean, I like it. It's one of those things where maybe I'm lying to myself, but I feel that I could get back to that. But at this age, it's not like, oh, yeah, give me 30 minutes and I'll warm up and I'll get back to it. It's like maybe a week. What is the story behind your, that?
What, the Steve thing?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not going to pretend like, oh, that perfectly normal fucking thing, because no, that's not an accurate sentence.
It wasn't there when I was there last, I don't think. Or it may have tried to crawl into my mouth.
I mean,
otherwise.
is it like a monkey paw? Can you make wishes and shit on it?
Furry Barbie. Again, like, That it never really occurred to me until I talked to Steve about it, but like it was very much like a Wizard of Oz, like don't look behind the curtain thing. It's like, yeah, all the people who like make those Barbie dolls, they're like fucking 60-year-old men.
Mm-hmm. It's the same demo that writes romance novels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is like legitimate mascot Barbie. I shit you not.
Okay.
Let's go to the live cam, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pull that up and take a look at Cutie Reveal Barbie.
You take the head off, and there's like another head.
Head's all the way down, man.
Yeah, it's like the fucking Xenomorph, right?
Right.
I want to see Xenomorph Barbie. That'd be great. Steve.
Steve's like, give me a second. I got one right here.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
I have an idea. Yeah, Mattel sends me a restraining order. It's like, please stop talking to our.
Yeah.
Please stop talking to our senior modeler. You're giving him ideas.
I don't know. I just imagine like they did a run of like the Barbie molds and somebody didn't like the look of them. And they're like, you know what? Let's put a mask on it. Where are we at? Sure.
Yeah, no, that should actually be a product that will sell.
Again, I think they could have fucking printed money if they made a special edition of like the Vive or the Index that just looks like a face hugger and they bundled it with Alien Isolation. Mm-hmm. That shit would print money.
See, I want to play like Alien Isolation once it gets portable and wireless.
Right?
Like clear out of space. Just go out in the backyard, man.
Yeah, run around your house with a VR helmet on, try to. I mean, you know, if you want to replicate that experience, you could just do a fuck ton of acid. And then
just strap yourself down to the chair or the bed or somewhere. It's like
no, Jordan, I do not want the alien to try to teach me trig, man.
Yeah, it's like it chases you down, pins you, and it's like we're gonna begin our introductory class on linear algebra, and you're like, no,
calculus.
Man, oh, I fucking had one of those dreams recently where it's just like I've fucking test anxiety. I don't know why. I still have like nightmares about having to take exams. And it's like, oh, it's always like stupid fucking contrived situations where like they're gonna revoke my high school diploma if I don't go back and like take this one test. And it's like, but I'm a 30-year-old. Like, does it matter? It's like you'll get fired.
Yeah. I got through that by not even memorizing formulas. I memorized button patterns on my fucking TI calculator.
Yeah.
It's like that's what, and I could back engineer it from there. I'm horrible at math. But I mean, you know how to Google it?
You can Google math equations now, right? Like,
yeah, I can wolfram it.
You don't even need to fucking wolfram it. You just punch it. Like, I use Google as my calculator all the time.
You know, I used to until I realized like Google had like a really good idea. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's try to break out the calculator and start doing it. But yeah, 100%. Like for like basic stuff, yeah, that search bar in Chrome, dude. You're like, there we go. Or in Firefox.
Equals, yeah, and then boop.
Done. Which I don't even like to think about that because I'm like, you could do it. Yeah, but I don't want to add my head.
Yeah, it's like the old question: what's more embarrassing, your browser history or your calculator history?
No, dude. I was just thinking about it. It's like, yes, it's like, but I had to add it up. You're like, I didn't want to think about it. It's 6 + 7. I'm like, shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, like, listen, this isn't fucking Miss Terwilliger's class anymore. No one's fucking yeah.
I guess you still have to prove something to yourself, unless, you don't care.
Oh, I don't. Like,
see, yeah, I
team willful ignorance over here, baby.
Yeah. See, yeah,
long as I don't lose the ability to get to the solution, I'm fine.
My maths, like my basic addition and subtraction skills went to shit once I stopped working retail because having to make change just in your head quickly.
Didn't it like tell you how much to change?
Yeah, but like if someone hands you like a fucking bill or whatever, you can punch it in or you could just like give them the change. I don't know.
Hey, look, it's a picture of peas. I think that's peas. Peas and potatoes?
Those look like potatoes and green beans, yeah?
Did Matthew get a haircut?
I think he did. Or he's got a ponytail.
Well, yeah, his hair is tied behind his back.
There's like some turkey or something.
No, that's just me.
Yeah, the turkey. That's what I said. I know what I said.
My turkey is full of ginger.
No. Just gonna let that one go.
That was bad enough when I said it. I need to make it worse.
I mean, I just want, call on the field stands on that one. I'm just gonna.
There's a tree. There's just like a full-on tree in the background. It's not.
What?
I don't think it's. There's like it's not a Christmas tree. It's just like a tree.
Where?
Yeah, the one with the rest of the table.
Not the one with Patrick and Strider. The one with just Strider.
Yeah, there's just a tree back there.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody collects trees.
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be a Christmas tree. There's lights wrapped around it. There's no other decoration. It's just the lights.
I saw that picture yesterday on yesterday evening on Reddit where somebody already tossed their tree out of their front door. Like, well, they're done with that.
Yep.
Starter always he's confused. He doesn't. What is RNG11? Oh, I guess that's a map name. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Let's They have trees in California.
They do have trees in California.
When something has to burn, right? If they didn't have trees, they wouldn't have as many fires.
Right. What's going to break up? You need earthquake intermission season.
So are we just going down the line?
Sure.
Yep. Right.
Boop. Boop. Click. 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 And pause. Do that. There we go. Down, down, down. Chair acquisition in 3, 2.
Welcome back. It's time for the chair acquisition, a very special Boxing Day chair acquisition. We're taking a look at Princess Ruby, done by Creative Distractions on Unity. You can pick it up for about $6.99. What is it? Princess Ruby is a 2D platformer aimed at young children. Play as a princess and run, jump, and sometimes ride a unicorn through each level. Dress up how you want, change your hairstyle, and the colors of your costume. And if you don't know what this segment is, the actual thing you're watching right now, this is chair acquisition. So where we take a game, run it on a bunch of different Linuxes with a bunch of different hardware, and then give you a highly, highly beautiful princess build rating based on lawn chairs. 1 chair means that it's crap. 4 chairs means that it's pretty great. Let's get into it, then.
Well, I think we do want to point out, man. What are you guys doing? This gentleman.
We do gotta say he sent us keys for this over Creator Connect. Yes,
he did with a note saying, "Hey, man, I made a game for my daughter, and
yes.
Here's 3 keys. You fuckos have at it." So away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Over here on a Debian Bookworm with a 1920X powered by 3060, it kind of ran out of the box. Be honest with you, the Linux build has some issues with NVIDIA, like only running at full screen unless you punch in some bonus launch glyphs. Jordan will tell you about those in a minute. However, the 3060 can manage a whopping 24 FPS at 2160p. A little bit cinematic, a little bit. 1080p windowed mode, bumped it up to 60. Out of curiosity, I had to smash that Proton button, fam. Then the 3060 was able to keep this graphical juggernaut at a solid 60 at 2160p. Thanks, Proton. Cloud saves, son. You need to add those more and more. I want to bring that up each and every week. It's something I want to test each and every week because people are going to be bouncing between that, especially in this wild, wacky world of Steam Decks. Xbox X1S controller worked out of the box. I didn't bother trying to remap anything because this is basically move and jump. And one comment I will have, though, B button and menus should universally go back to the previous screen. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
All right, thank you. Let's talk about fun. You know what? I played until I was able to ride on this war unicorn, man. I was. It's a bit up, Pedro. It's a bit up.
I'm going to get it. You just watch. I'm going to get it.
He's determined, man. He's like, Pedro.
Got it.
He's a collectathon, man. So it took me, I got about 30 minutes into this, and I was playing it in just in the vein of a speedrun, just to keep myself amused, which I was. Princess Ruby, I'll say this, man, the game you made for your daughter is serviceable as a platformer. You jump on things and they die. You bump into things, you lose health. You fall into things, you lose health, then a wee bit of progress. Level design, it's varied. You know, I really enjoyed the Fast and Furious 7 glass smashing, jumping out of skyscraper level. I got a chuckle out of me. It's all about family, right? And the platforming challenges, they scaled appropriately. You know, you throw in some stuff in there, and I'm like, okay, I get this. And was, you know, I'm trying to look at it through that lens. And of course, at the end of each level, you're awarded a new outfit. So I was definitely playing some othering dress up. And it had everything you would expect from a game that was made for a kid. Because, hey, it was. I don't have anything negative to say about this. I don't know about $6.99, but hey, your kid's going to enjoy it. Maybe do a little bit more work on your Linux build because it's got some issues, and just don't rely on, I think, what is this, Unity title? It felt like Unity.
Yeah, yes. Unity, click export job.
Don't completely trust Unity. Also test on NVIDIA. Maybe it works great on a Steam Deck. I don't know. Stick around for Pedro's part. He'll tell you more about that.
Well, I'm not Pedro, but on Fedora 37 64-bit with the R9 3900X and the GTX 1080 Ti, it launches out of the box. No windowed mode, and it won't remember your screen resolution settings. It does respect the command line options, so if you do dash screen, dash full screen 0, dash screen, dash height 1080, and dash screen, dash width 1920, it will launch in a windowed mode, but it will not see your save file, so that's fun. Controllers work out of the box. Graphics are stock Unity, but I mean, it gets the point across. There is only the one music track. And, you know, fun-wise, it's a perfectly innocuous platformer. I'd say
Slayer was an interesting choice for a track.
Right, yeah, like, fucking let the bodies hit that bar! Yeah. But yeah, like, I feel it kind of sits squarely in between, like, Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario in terms of, like, actual platforming mechanics. Probably... once I get to like the unicorn riding levels, it seemed a lot more Donkey Kong-ish. But I mean, like if you're building a game to like introduce your kid to platformers, yeah, give it a little mishmash of, you know, platforming's greatest hits, and you get basically what this game is. And yeah, the platforming is solid enough. It is pretty forgiving with some of the jumps, but it is, you know, aimed at small children, so that's fine. It does have a co-op mode. Normally this is where I rag on the game for not having online multiplayer, but like, again, if you're supposed to be playing this with your immediate family, yeah, you know, I don't think your 6-year-old daughter is going to be like calling you over Discord. I don't know, maybe if you're divorced or you're separated or you have some other like distance parenting thing, maybe you want that. That's something for Princess Ruby 2, maybe. Here's the deal. Like, it will buy you about 30 to 45 minutes worth of quiet if you hand this to your kid, which may very well be worth the asking price of $7.99 Canadian. Like, there's nothing wrong with this game. It's perfectly serviceable. The platforming is fine. I'll give it 2 cheers.
So, do you think maybe some marriage counseling DLC we could throw in?
I don't know. We'll have to check with the dev.
All right. So, for everybody who's stuck around for Pedro, like I said, here he is.
Hello. Yes. Now, over here on the desktop, it holds 144 at 2560 by 1440, as you can see from the little bottom thingy there. It didn't like Mango HUD. Mango HUD seems a little finicky.
Not even
with some Unity games.
Yes, it didn't work at all.
Yeah. On the Steam Deck, it holds 60 at 1280 by 800. So it on AMD it seems to be working fine. Probably was tested on the deck. I'm pretty sure I've heard those background tracks somewhere. There's not just the one like Jordan said, but there's 2. If you play the levels on hard, you get a different song.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. But yeah. the princess is somewhere on the way down the uncanny valley. That smile that she does at the end is equal parts creepy and inadvertently hilarious. The controllers work. I played all of it except for the little test on the Steam Deck where I discovered, much like Ven, no cloud saves, which is unfortunate. But yeah, no, controls all work. I played all of it with the alpaca, so double bonus there. As for the fun, yeah, I'm clearly not the target audience. In fact, when I went to the Steam page for the game, I saw the dev and the target audience in the trailers. Like, oh, okay, so there they are. They're the people responsible for this game existing.
Hey man, just put a Souls-like tag on it. He'll change his tune.
It just
you introduce a stamina meter and give the horsey a dodge mechanic, and then we're talking. But yeah, I will say this, like, okay, I've played tons of platformers over the years, and I'm kind of done with platforming for the sake of platforming. So compound that with the fact that I'm clearly not the target audience. You can sort of guess where this is going. The controls are tight. In fact, on a technical level, you get full marks, at least from my end. The character only moves when you tell her to, and it doesn't really hold your hand much. It's even on hard, it's fairly easy. It doesn't take control away from the player for the sake of explaining the new mechanics. Whenever you get the horse and the Pegasus, it tells you, okay, this is how you move, this is how you shoot, this is how you do the things, all without taking control away from you, and that's always a big, big plus for me. And there's the occasional weirdness with the jump pads and the wall jumping, but that's even on AAA platformers, I've seen that happen, so, fair enough. So it gets 2 chairs from me.
Yeah, so that's 2 chairs across the board. Like, again, we're 3 30 to 40 something year old men. This is clearly not a game aimed at us, but like, yeah, it's competent, right?
This is good to at least go. It's always nice to have somebody go over your game, man. And we thought it'd be fun to do since it's kind of the dead time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Did either of you try it with because it does support more than one player simultaneous multiplayer?
Did not try that out. But
no, didn't even occur to me, to be fair.
I was going to, but my sick wife would not be interested. So, which fair. Like, hey, wake up! Come play video games with me.
Come play a questionable video game with me, please.
Yeah. All right. Well, coming up next, no one can understand a damn word that I say when I talk about soup. Also, GPUs.
3 guys.
4 brothers.
In a van, and then a meteor hit. Ugh.
Oh yeah, and I accidentally finished the game before the 1 hour mark, and I got the speedrunner achievement.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a speedrunner. All right.
It's like I was just playing the game, and I got to the end. I was like, oh, okay. Wait,
well, like the levels are all like 30 seconds long. That's kind of...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, that's how I was playing. I was playing complete monster avoidance. Just like, let's...
Yep.
There were levels, like most of the levels, I kind of went out of my way to kill everything.
I always like going through games, like, dodging all of the opponents just to see if that was accounted for in the game doc. Because sometimes it's not. No one ever considered,
sometimes
like,
if you could just go up, yep.
Yeah, but what if I just bypassed this, like we did in Back for Bread? That big motherfucker Jordan's like, I saw a hole over there. Yeah. Let's just run through it and see what happens.
Yeah, because it's like that's the thing with any of those Left 4 Dead games. It's like your goal isn't to kill all the zombies. Your goal is to like do the objective.
Run, yeah, just get to the thing.
But achievements.
What achievements?
There's a new campaign pack coming out.
There is, yeah. Might be worth a look. Well, meds are working. I don't feel like complete shit.
Oh man, that's one of the reasons I'm not like big on the painkillers, because I always worry more when I don't hurt a little bit. Like, this just doesn't feel right. I'm always scared to like injure myself further. But like,
I mean that is the thing with stuff like ibuprofen, right? Like, it's pain management, but it doesn't actually like address the symptoms, so you can absolutely hurt yourself more.
yeah.
It just numbs the pain.
As long as it dulls it to where like, all right. I don't like the painkillers that make you feel good. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, the Tylenol 3s, like, oh, those aren't Tylenol. That's just opium. The Tylenol.
I will live with my crippling addiction to aspirin.
It was like a month ago. I had a single day that I woke up as like, I probably have a cold. My nose wasn't really clogged up. I wasn't sneezing or coughing any more than usual. I just didn't feel right. My body felt heavy. It's like, I think I might be coming down with a cold. The next day I was fine. And Nori's like, I hate you. It's like the lightest cold in the world.
No, the only thing I don't like about this, like when it gets like cold like this, because I like to be chilly. I do. My house thermostat is well under 15, like most of the time, because I want to have like a nice hot cup of tea and sip around like, perfect temperature.
Well,
Problem is,
and again, blankets exist if you get cold.
Yeah, I don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to walk around in shorts when it's like -6 outside. I'm like, sweatpants, maybe a long sleeve shirt.
Gotta embrace the cult of the Snuggie, man.
Yeah, that's just too much for me. But the problem is like my face will get cold enough to where when I'm drinking something hot, it'll cause the condensation to form on the inside of my fucking nose. Like when you walk in from the cold,
right?
You're like, God damn it, you're wiping. Like, real problems, people. Real serious problems.
Oh man.
Unduly frustrate me. Well, look at it this way, Steve. At least you were able to avoid expensive hobbies like gaming, and you get into something reasonable like model making. Far less expensive.
Steve, I'm gonna make you play a role-playing game. You can't help it. You can't stop me. I'm gonna strap you down to a chair and make you roll a d20.
Is there a See, okay, when we were talking about like the watching the D&D campaigns,
yeah,
the one I stuck with the longest is when Dodger,
yeah, her Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight, just because I could kind of follow since they were using Hollow Knight characters.
You're more or less familiar with the lore. You can figure out. Yeah.
What is it? Radishes and Ew.
Yep. I mean, some people radishes and beans, huh?
Thank you.
Radish in a salad, sure, but like, I guess technically that's a salad, right? It's like more than one vegetable.
Is that asparagus mixed in with the green bean?
There, that deserves my... There, that's what I think about that.
Someone was surprised that the beluga... Was it Strider?
Oh, that's my cursed beluga.
I think Strider was the one who was surprised a while back. It's like, why is this there?
Well, I had marked one that I found on the internet. It was somebody just made a quick Photoshop that I was like, I couldn't live with myself after a day. I'm like, fine. And I got GIMP open and I trimmed it out and made it all like emoji. Well, we've established that, Strider. This is not new information you're adding as one. Yeah, I hope, I don't know. I know this is like a old trope, but like, what would you rather degrade? Like 50% your hearing or your vision?
Ooh.
Not completely lose. We're just talking like half. Mm-hmm. So like, you could still function around the house and shit like that, but you couldn't like drive or like you would need, reading assist type stuff.
Yeah, my hearing's already pretty degraded, so I don't know what another 50% looks like.
My hearing's still okay, so I think I could stand to lose 50. I rely on my eyes a little too much, so...
Yeah, I guess it would be easier to lose. That's when it gets kind of weird, man.
It's like, okay, 50%, are we talking just 50% overall, or does one of your ears just...
No, across the board.
Okay.
So how about this one? Sense of touch or sense of smell?
I don't have any feeling in my left hand, so...
Yeah, no, you can take the touch away. I'll just have to double check myself in the mirror every morning to make sure I didn't chew my lips off. But,
yeah, being numb like that, touch, I could lose more touch. I don't think it would bother me. I've learned to live.
But like, all proprioception though?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be ways to work. Like, if you ever catch me holding a glass, like this is the pinky under the glass.
Yep.
Is muscle memory at this point. If I ever pick up something with my left hand, because I don't know something's in my hand, and I will just straight up fucking drop it sometimes. So,
I also do the pinky under. That was I don't know where that habit came from, to be honest.
I got tired of sweeping shit up off the floor. So I adopted that pretty early on in life.
I just don't grab most things with my right hand. that stops most events from happening.
See, now I'm just imagining like Pedro do like the Ted Stryker-esque like drinking problem, but instead of like failing to drink, it's just like tries to reach like for a jar or something and just punches through the jar with his hands. Like, oh right, yeah.
Yeah, no, there are very few. Like, I'll brush my teeth with my right hand. Always have. Probably always continue to do.
I think like the only thing that would terrify me would be 100% but comatose. Like completely there. 100% you're chilling out but no control of your body,
can't move.
Speech,
oh,
nothing.
So you just locked in?
Closed eyes, can't do anything, but you're there. Every morning you wake up.
Paralysis.
Right.
Yeah. I think at that point I would freely choose death. That seems.
But you can't.
Yeah.
Can I blink?
No, I'm just gonna like fucking guru will myself to die.
See that?
Choke her.
Nice holiday thoughts, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chilling. Oh man.
Christmas cannibalism. It's the reason for the season.
I'm probably going to listen to the rest of the Metallica album when I don't think it's out yet, though. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 good songs on it.
I will say, I really like the music video for All Nightmare Long off Death Magnetic, where they do like the found Soviet zombie footage.
Yeah.
That one was pretty well done.
I forget the name of the band I posted in Discord. It's hard to find too. The lead singer dresses up. He does like the carnival crow looking face makeup.
Okay.
Immortal? Damn it. Does anybody want to search for like 2 weeks ago on Discord?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no.
Right? Come on, you guys got it. I have faith in you. You can do it. Shit. What was their, Why am I subscribed to 250? Man, good luck finding shit on YouTube, man, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then I curate my subscriptions like, you haven't posted anything in 6 months. Do you have a community post saying why? Oh, okay, you're burned out. Cool. Unsubscribe.
I did that and I got it under 300, but
I still have less than 100. I'm at 80 something now because I did a culling recently. Got rid of a few.
You have my respect, man. And I don't even watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. This is the irritating thing.
Okay, I'm the opposite. I literally 90% of the videos that show up in my subscription box, I watch them.
I will,
Well, they're on in the background.
I'll normally just tap on like a Twitch stream during the day and just let it play in the background.
Yeah, I just queue them all up and it's like, there.
Yeah, Twitch
background.
Twitch doesn't really work for me for like work stuff because like I need to be able to pause, and unless it's like a VOD, then.
But I think there's a pause, isn't there, in Twitch?
Yeah, but when you resume, it doesn't resume from that point. It catches up to where.
Yeah, it's not like YouTube.
So you miss a chunk.
Yeah.
Man, it's weird going back through your YouTube history, isn't it? You're like, what the fuck? Oh, because apparently I was looking for the high-res version of Gandalf Saxton Hours.
All right. As you do.
Yeah, as one does, right? Iron Maiden. What was I doing there? See if I find this. Cursed weapons. Zero puncture. No, apparently it was on a zero punctuation.
Sometimes you just end up watching a YouTube video on like cursed medieval weapons. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you know the curse is bullshit, but there's probably some like amusing as fuck anecdote attached to it, right? Like
it's like going through all the recorded history around it and all the mishaps that the previous owners had. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, did you watch the Rick and Morty finale yet?
No, I gotta watch all this.
Oh man, they have a great bit with the lightsaber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last music video Avatar did. I thought it was pretty good. They did a good story. Took me forever to find that. Again, I'm a sucker for a good music video. And it's done.
James Cameron's Avatar.
Yes. I have no desire to watch that, which I will watch it, mind you, but.
So I think I talked about this. I read the synopsis because I thought that James Cameron was going to do some big brain play, and it turns out like the whales are like the super intelligent actual rulers of the planet, and like the Na'vi are just like the weird tick creatures that like the humans are talking to because they look like them, but like, why are you talking to the ants?
Vigor shows up.
Yeah, but no, it turns out the whales are just whales. They're just like magical Na'vi whales that grant you immortality or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I think they just established like in the first one that the planet was alive itself.
Right. And like if you've read like Isaac Asimov, like the Foundation stuff, like there's some cool stuff. There's some cool directions you could go with like planet-wide intelligence. But my problem with Avatar is that it's all so basic. Like it's all like not.
I don't know. Like, somebody was trying to give me some shit
because humans are mean.
Well, this is the whole thing, man. I'm like, listen, you can fight me on it, but I mean, this is like not a stroke for stroke repaint, but goddamn, this is Fern Gully. Like
it is, yeah. It's Pocahontas. It's Dances with Wolves.
It's that fucking formula, and like, there's nothing like new in any of the Avatar stuff. It's pretty to look at, but I don't know if pretty to look at can sell me for 3 hours.
The actual sci-fi stuff isn't that interesting, and that's kind of what I'm there for, right?
Well, I remember I went with my buddy Nick because he wanted to see Avatar. It took us forever to find a theater that wasn't showing it in 3D.
I watched it in 3D. The sex scene with the falling leaves. That was weird.
I got fucking high off my ass. I smoked a massive joint before watching Avatar, and I was so disappointed. I was sitting there the entire time bored out of my mind, and I'm like, God damn it, I did all the drugs for this. Why? Why does this suck? Well, I mean, it's the traditional like white savior narrative. Like it's Pocahontas, Fern Gully, Dances with Wolves. Yeah, it's not an original story. Watching like the space dock breakdowns on some of the ships though, like the production design stuff is cool, but like they don't use any of their cool sci-fi crap in the actual movie.
You did
right?
some great world building. Use it.
Yeah, right. Like, oh man, that's really interesting. You're gonna dig into that a little bit? No, sexy blue people. Okay.
Yeah, it's all about some dude who wanted to bang a giant blue person, and in order to do that, betrayed the entire human race. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and put a bow on this. Let me bounce that. Bounce. Click, click. All right, there we go. Let me get this queued up. Yeah, I mean, you know, visually, I mean, I enjoyed like the visuals of the first one. I just, I'll watch it when it shows up. But
yeah, once it's streaming or whatever.
Yeah, I have no desire to.
Go out of your way to see it
at all. Second one, basic metal, retro, following, sniffles. Do you guys not have like grocery delivery, or is that like wicked expensive?
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And like the only stuff they have like on the online stores are like the tiny servings that are like marked up if you want to get like the big carton of eggs or like the big brick of cheese, right? Like that's not available on fucking Uber Eats or whatever.
Those things have went out. The 60 pack of eggs, I always pay attention to because I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I bought one for Tammy one time because she's like, "Could you pick up some eggs?" I'm like, "Yep."
You did not specify how many eggs. I assumed more.
With this, yeah, welcome to the white elephant gift. You got eggs. It was like $6. Now they're $20.
Yeah, shit's expensive now.
Yeah.
Like
even I noticed that. I went to the grocery last week, at the end of last week, and it wasn't like the price didn't like blow me. It was like $80. Which that's fucking high. It was like $80 for the amount of shit I got. You know,
right? And like that used to be $60, like a couple, like
40 maybe.
Yeah, right.
Like, that went up.
And they're just like, yeah, prices are going to continue to go up. Like until what? Right? Like, what's your end goal here?
So, like, I can imagine like if you're buying like pre-made. I'm buying like beans and shit, man, you know?
Yeah.
Like basic, and well, I buy a lot of fresh vegetables and shit like that, so.
Yeah, that's why I used to buy I usually buy the dozen pack of eggs, and that's just under £1. But 2 days before Christmas, I went to Tesco's and they were gone, and I had to get the big 30 egg pack. That was like £5. Like, fuck you.
I don't know. Like we eat a lot of eggs, so like one of those 30 packs is like gone in 2 weeks.
Mm.
And that one's probably gonna last a bit more than that because even with
how many eggs do you eat, Pedro? Out of
Pedro,
curiosity.
have you not had your afternoon omelet?
No. I usually have like an egg a day, if that. Except
interesting.
For the past couple of days because we had people over and I was making eggnogs for people.
Okay.
So it was like 1 egg per eggnog.
Interesting, because like one meal for me is like 4 eggs.
Yeah, no, I have 1 egg and other stuff in the meal.
And technically, if to hit optimum levels of choline in my diet, I need to be eating something like 6 whole eggs a day, which is crazy. That's a lot, but
eggnog.
Eggs with extra fun. All right.
You can make eggnog without the alcoholic sauce.
You can just hard boil them and eat them, right? Like,
yeah. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, snack on some eggs.
Or omelet, or just
peel them if you're a coward.
Yeah, get the extra calcium.
All right, everyone. Let's go ahead and do this. Doop. There we go. Hate mail. In 3, 2.
It's the end. No worry. There'll be more. In fact, 2023 is just around the corner.
Hey, man, you missed out
There'll
on the
be more
acquisition.
LGC then. No, in fact, Ven and Jordan will be back next week with a certain Michael Foxdog. Because I will be hopefully enjoying New Year's somewhere else. No, not in Australia.
We're trading.
Closer to the east coast of Britain, so there's that. Never been there, so we'll see how that goes.
What if we just swapped Pedro and Foxy? What if we Nori wakes up one day and just Foxy's in the bed?
Foxy would be kicked repeatedly. But yeah, if you have opinions, thoughts, things better left unsaid, you can absolutely say them to us directly by going to linuxgamecast.com, hitting the contact button. There's a form you got to fill and some caveats you should absolutely read at the top. If you don't read them and your message doesn't come through, well, you only have yourself to blame for that one. So
no, it's still your fault.
Mm-hmm. Might as well, yeah.
I'm deep into a very bad Google image search, so let's bounce out of that and cover the first one.
Yeah, from Von Doom. Asking about GPUs. He said, I missed it. What was the $200 cheaper AMD card that matched the RTX 4080? Trying to get the best card for around $400 to $600. Yeah, you're not getting that card for $400 to $600. That was the 7900 XT. And that is XTX. And that is
1,000.
Well, that's 1,000, yeah. Which I guess is still 200 cheaper than the 4080. So yeah. Oh man, what a fucking era we live in. Ugh.
Yeah, but if you want something between 400 and 600, on the AMD side, you could get the 6700 XT like I have for around 400 now, easily. Mm-hmm. The 6950 XT, if you're lucky, you can get it for around 600. It's usually a bit more, so look for the 6900s. What
about like a 6750?
The 6750, you can get that for like 450 easily.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hey, you got to give kudos to NVIDIA and AMD because they found a way to maintain an absolute shit time to buy video cards while having stock.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed over the past 3 years. Like now you can buy, but nothing that you'd want to buy because we were talking about that during the ARC segment. Is that upper mid range, that 300, 400, possibly 500. That market, there's nothing on the market right now that's really good unless you want last gen or even current gens considered. The 30 series last gen, the 6700 XTs last gen, and Anteater Intel.
Oh no! Listen. We're just gonna kill our dedicated GPU group because didn't make $1 billion after 5 minutes.
Oh man,
that's the thing. The 770 it matches up in performance in Vulkan because that like Jordan said earlier in the show, it's mostly Proton, which means it's mostly Vulkan.
I want to see if the 770 it's once not AMD, but once Twitch and YouTube flip that AV1 switch, value proposition changes there, but they haven't done that. So, which is curious to me because they've had done the back end, all the work's done. Even OBS is like, we're ready to do this. And what you're waiting on, Brad? I guess maybe Twitch knows is like, can nobody afford an NVIDIA 40 series?
not at the rates we're paying our streamers.
No. But yeah, no, they absolutely should. And even if people only end up getting because that's one of the things that I put in the notes, it's the A380. It's supposed to be the cheap one, it's supposed to be the affordable one, but you can't fucking find one anywhere. And the few ones that do show up on eBay secondhand are like £300. Fuck that. Nope.
Yeah. Again, we'll just go back to it's an absolute shit. Don't buy a GPU right now. For no reason. I don't care how bad. I mean, unless your GPU just straight up dies. And even then, I want you to think about it long and hard and continue waiting.
You probably still have an APU plugged into that system anyways, so you still have a video out.
Even if you still have the 2400G, the first of the Ryzen APUs, that's still that Vega 11. It's still a pretty good integrated GPU.
Ladies and gentlemen, as somebody who has a second 5600G sitting in a box across this room, like if you got one of those, you can do a lot of gaming right now. Like you can get by with that. So let's just sit back and wait because, even if it's by choice or by force, I'm team not paying $1,000 for a video card. If I pay $1,000,
I'm not team too, man.
If I'm paying $1,000, it's going to be like, a 24K Quadro purpose built. It's not. I'm not buying. $1,200 for a gaming GPU. That's not going to happen, guys.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Have fun with it. Sit on that stock. Wonder why those 4080s are still sitting there.
NVIDIA's finally run up against the upper limit.
Turns out we're all broke as fuck. Not a great climate for affording expensive GPUs.
Come on, man. Like, you can use it for mining.
Yeah.
Avandro writes in, he had some mention about maybe our credits were not up to snuff anymore. And you might remember last week or week before last, Avandro's like, what the fuck just happened? Episode 538. After the last failure with the Roman numerals, I'm supposed to support this. 3 exclamation points. Unbelievable. 3 more exclamation points. At least I still managed to enjoy the 5 soups or whatever Jordan says at the end. ... extra exclamation point /S. Nice show. Again.
Yeah. I went back and watched that. That was that wonderful thing where the credits didn't render properly and we had like 10 minutes of darkness that we were just sitting through. Yeah, I just
those
said
credits
5 dudes.
won, man. I was like, fuck it. We're just going to sit here until we can figure this out.
Oh yeah. I just said 5 dudes at the end, but now I want 5 soups. And you brought up potato soup. So I was going to ask you
soup,
what your soup is. Pedro, what's your favorite soup?
I'm immune to potato soup because I hurt myself with it earlier this week.
Spinach soup ground with the the hand grinder thingy.
With a hand? Like baby hands?
I mean, you can put a baby hand in there too. If that's your thing.
Because Whitey's got to pay, right? Like
that price is baby hands.
Yeah,
but no, you just use the hand blender thingy. And just there, done. It's pretty good soup.
All right, good soup is good when it's soup is good food. I believe they once said, and it's liquid and it's hey, if you're hungry and thirsty,
it's slightly salty, liquid.
It's nourishing and hydrating at the same time. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on that unicorn wizard flavored bombshell, we're going to bounce out of here. If you want to get a hold of me, we have our Mastodon instance, mast.linuxgamecast.com. I'm at Vin there, or still hanging out on the Twitters at Vinstone. Hop into our Discord if you're a patron or a Twitch sub, link that up. Come say hi to us. We're in there. It's active, available on IRC, and it's linked into our Twitch chat as well.
Hi, I'm Princess Handjob. You can follow me on Twitter at The Burning Fool. I'm going to try and post to Mastodon more at Frojo at mast.linuxgamecast.com, and maybe one day I'll stream at twitch.tv/burningfool.
I have nowhere near the required amount of charisma to be Denny Sexbang, but hey, I can dream.
You could be Denny's Sexbang.
It's a grand slam.
Discount Sexbang, yes. You can find me at Unaccounted4 on Twitter, or ElonNet, however you want to call it. Until that burns down, I guess I'll hang around there.
How about some credits?
Okay, I got one Denny's anecdote, and that is that we went to one. Empty and I just kept going to that one Denny's in California while we were there. The fucking waiter recognized us. Empty kept giving him like $20 tips, and he just kept showing up with coffee.
Hey man,
loved us, man.
It's a good thing they didn't have a drive-through.
Yeah. Which has a Linux port. Yeah, both of them. Both of the Linux, or both of the Zelda CDI games you can run on Linux now. Mm. Yeah, man, the credits, they worked this time around. DXL, man. Deluxe XL. We gotta thank our advisors, Omega Sartheron. We gotta thank our executive producers. They are Barb Rep, Scott Michaud, Atomic Ass, Mike G, George, Mike T, Drummer, Kohaku, Tomas. George, Pebble, Tomas Unoid. We got our little Nicky fans, Super Death Stoat.
Sea monsters, man. Look at them. Ronald, Ryder X Market, Troy Guevara, Fanuta, Justin Frostclaw, Nubbin, David, Darkwing, System T, Disney, Joe, and Ogivan.
And Death Note, Nova, Basil, Chad, Romeo, Marcin, Renee, Leonardo DeCresney, Kim, Smashly G, Chris, Stephen Jill, Benjamin, Doom 2.wad, Stephen B, Dirty Dean, Back, Gamatron, Dodger, Zenthers Gaming, Rue, Turnover, Cheesy Bacon, Mr. Foxdog, Svein, Oil of Hope, Jello, and Alex.
And all the cheerlings like Ramsawada, Rohit,
Hey, there we are. Look.
Mir, Jonas, Steves. So many Steves. We got Frazo, Yvonne, Daniel, Belric,
and Ryan,
Oil of Hope,
and Jonas Rule,
Johnny,
and Steve,
Sacred Egg, Menno. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, man.
And big thank you to Gamatron for the physical copies of Neverwinter Nights.
And these fuckers.
The non-physical ones. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Stay soupy.
See you next year? Question mark. I guess
depends on when you watch the next episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Listen, I learned that trick. I know how to set the calendar back.
I'll be back next year. Don't you worry.
They haven't been able to hear us the entire time on Twitch. We've been streaming for like 3 hours.
Anyway, we were talking about whether or not we'd eat
mashed potato flakes directly out of the package.
Yeah, like it depends how like early in the morning it is and how like. Because you have that moment where you like go down to the kitchen.
But what if it's
like 3 o'clock in
breakfast
the morning.
potato flakes?
I mean, you can do
With
that.
sugar sprinkles.
It's Cookie Crisp flavored.
Cookie potatoes, chocolate chip potatoes. I mean, that honestly, that doesn't sound awful, but
See, now we're into the not eat or now I'm into the choke down category. I'm like, maybe.
well, it's like because like that's the thing. Like, I don't think there's anything like in potato that like doesn't mix well with chocolate. It'd just be like chocolate and potato. Again, we're talking about like orange juice and mint, right? Like that kind of shit.
Although I don't think potato and chocolate have that much of a flavor disparity.
That's what I mean, right? Like it would probably just taste like potato with chocolate. It wouldn't necessarily it wouldn't like contrast or like synergize well. It would just kind of taste like it's like bacon. It's like bacon covered chocolate. It literally just tastes like bacon with chocolate. There's no like enhanced flavor or anything. It's not like when you take like a barbecue chip and a sour cream and onion chip and you eat them at the same time.
I mean,
You get both flavors.
we can experiment.
That's a lot of potato. I guess for what
$143.
30 pounds of potato flakes for $143. Ooh, I don't know. I need to know what like an equivalent amount of potatoes would look like.
That looks like science potatoes, doesn't it?
Molecular
Organic.
gastronomy. Yeah, that's in a petri dish.
Ooh, smoky cheese and bacon. potato dices. What's this bullshit?
Diced potato.
Potato
dehydrated.
cubes.
I got that. I do that with onion. I get like the dehydrated chopped onion. It's pretty good.
What is wrong with this serial killer? Why is that a pizza? Flakes? Put potato flakes on your pizza? Wait,
I think
it
you
was
can-
like
No,
yeah,
I think you can make a potato crust.
yeah.
serial killers. All right, I try that. I don't know what the fuck that says, but I try it. Purple sweet potato
purple-
flakes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like what's that fucking cake called?
See, I only eat my potato flakes out of goth bags.
It's that like purple sweet potato cake, the Filipino thing.
It's like goth girls, 30% boots.
All right. I have to be up in like 6 hours and change, so y'all have been lovely.
Yeah.
Nope. Bye.
I shall see you weekend after next.
Bye, Pedro.
Bye.
What is it? Goth girls.
You brought up boots. That's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, why are you booing me? I'm not wrong.
Yep.
I don't have any crazy boots anymore.
But, like, yeah, when it comes to boots, it's basically like, will it stop me from slipping to my death on the icy Canadian roads?
I always liked having some just kiss level over the top bullshit boots to break out, especially if I was stuck going to something that I couldn't get out of.
Right.
And
The Frankenfurter heels or whatever.
you just like crazy fuck me type boots that came out, you know, something and people are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's right. But yeah, I haven't re-upped on that supply, which I'm fine with, whatever. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up because I got to make a podcast tonight.
Yeah. I got nothing else, so I guess I gotta do the post, but yeah.
You can do the
Take
post
20 minutes.
on, let me see, has anything imploded while we were doing that? Problems have been found on Linux Gamecast. Oh, word fence.
WordFence is always saying that.
It is, but I mean, it's good to know. What I really wish it would have is like a mechanism, like critical security update.
Just auto apply.
Well, not even that. I just wish it had a setting because I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about because that just turns into noise every time you get that email when it's for every single plugin. Every time there's a minor revision or anything like that, you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, alert fatigue.
Yeah, and I try not to be guilty of that, but I always let plugins sit for a few days before installing them because I don't want to guinea pig that.
Wait until someone else runs
Right.
the upgrade and see if they run into issues. Yeah.
Like, wait 3 or 4 days. Wait for some people to install that and see if there's like, there's another point release or, you know. But yeah, I'd like one WordFence to be able to go, hey, critical security thing, you need to update. Get up, get out of bed, go do this. Not that anybody's going to be coming after our little web zone, but you know. Cool, man. You got any big plans for anything?
No.
Get better?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it for me. Play some Borderlands on Thursday.
Yeah. I got all the tracks together last night for Tuesday. We'll be back doing that. Hopefully that thermal pad will show up and we'll be able to do it Wednesday or Thursday and stream that. That'll be fun.
Nice. All right. Cool.
All right, everyone. Go unpack your presents or... Did anybody get anything fun for the holidays? I don't do the holidays and Jordan doesn't either, so... I don't really have anything to be like, yay.
Yeah. I got COVID for Christmas. That was my present.
I bought some headphone covers 2 weeks ago. All right. So I'm going to take that as no.
No. Jill got a bunch of presents, but we've already seen them.
Yeah. All right. I think you didn't get anything. Nobody bought you anything. Or there's could be some fucking people that would be particularly cross if they read you. Type that. If they read you, type that. Hey, you know what? It works.
I gotta turn the tables on Foxy and buy him a game that he doesn't want. Wait, I can't because he's in Australia. I can't fucking buy him gifts. Damn it.
What?
I don't know. Can you like gift people stuff when they on like if they're on another currency? Does Steam not let you do that?
Yeah, I send your shit. I send Pedro shit.
Okay, yeah. All right, maybe I missed
if there's like if it's a complete wackadoodle job on the currency conversion, like every now and then, I think Pedro and I's we've run into it once.
Okay.
But it'll tell you.
That might be what I'm thinking about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think you could like it's more for the other way around. They don't want somebody. Well, it's like the VPN crackdown because people were like, "No, I live in Turkey. That's why I can buy the new Witcher game for $1 because of regional price." I understand why the protections are in place, but yeah, you can run into weird. I don't think the Australian dollar is tanked that hard.
No, it's about a little worse than the Canadian dollar do.
Yeah. Yes. All right, man. Hey, everyone. Thanks for showing up, hanging out with us. And if somebody shows up and starts typing in chat, they're like, "Hey, where's the podcast at?" I'm like, it'll be out tonight or tomorrow sometime.
Come and spoon. You won't have to do without your LGC fix this week.
Sometime. I don't think anybody's complaining unless you were. My apologies if you had to go to work this morning and you're like, "Fuck, where was the Bloody Gamecast show?" But I'm sure that was along with like the rest of everything else you listened to.
Yeah, that's also like, fuck, I have to work on fucking Stat Holiday.
Yeah, some bullshit. So, enjoy it. We'll see you next week.
Next week. Bye.
I wonder how this closed captioning is going to work with Michael.
Upside down.
I can make that happen.
Yeah. You knows it.
Dun, dun, dun,